Hello. Evening, everyone. Welcome to That Millwall podcast. We're live on a Monday night. It's deadline day. I'm joined by Jay. Hello, mate. How are you?
Good evening, Omar. How are you, mate? Yes, it is deadline day. Looking forward to it, mate. Buzzing.
Buzzing, mate. We've got some transfers hopefully happening tonight. If you believe what you see online, I think we feel like there's going to be one or two, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I think everyone in the chat's kind of busy and looking forward to deadline day as well. I've also got Frankie with us. Hello, Frankie. How are you, mate?
Very good, mate. Yeah, been a good window so far. Hope you have a good deadline day. Being greedy, ideally would have like 2 or 3 more.
2 or 3 more. Can we see that, boys, feasibly? I mean, we'll get into it in a second, but 3 hours to go. What do you reckon?
No.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I'm being greedy, mate. Selfish.
Fuck it.
And I think it's you, Jay, just saying, hopefully West Ham lose tonight as well, and we're double happy, right?
Oh, wouldn't it just? But yeah, no, excellent. Lots to touch on, lots to go through. So yeah, welcome everybody.
Yeah, welcome to all. We're obviously going to talk about mostly about Saturday's game to start off with. Obviously, a 2-1 win for the Lions. 3 games in a row we've won now. A good week. Obviously, transfers off the pitch, players performing on the pitch. David didn't goal as well. We'll go into detail about all of that in a good moment of time. We'll also then obviously go on to talk about the players that stood out, and obviously then talk about the transfers. I've seen a couple of names linked. I think we all know who we're on about. But yeah, I mean, let's quickly say hello to the chat anyway. So hello to Scott, hello Rob, hello to Dan, hello to Richard, and Dan Barnett as well. Hello to everyone. We'll bring some more comments up in a second. I'm going to run our intro, get into things, and hopefully talk about some more transfers.
Language you don't usually hear on television. Millwall in London's Dockland.
No one likes us, but we don't care. We're that Millwall podcast. Loud every Friday night right here. Legends like Jimmy and Abdul take a share in the kitchen of two. Super Neil Harris, a fucking legend too. Through the good times and the strife, we support the Lions all our life. This ain't no place for fancy feet. This is fucking Millwall through and through. Located on our very own John Benison way. Let them all come, let them have their say. Millwall till we die. With that Millwall podcast, loud every Friday night right here.
There you have it. Let's go in straight into Saturday's game. The 2-1 victory for the Lions. Goals coming from Aaron Connolly and Mr. Cundall himself. I'll come to you first, Frankie, mate. What did you make of Saturday's performance? How did you feel? 3 games, 1 in a row. All positive vibes for the Lions.
Can't complain, can you? I watched it back yesterday morning, funnily enough, and it was actually, in a weird way, incredibly frustrating, I thought, because you're kind of watching it thinking we were 1 or 2 passes on so many occasions from absolutely cutting them open and maybe putting 3 or 4 past them. And then obviously didn't play out like that. And then, funnily enough, it becomes a bit of a tricky game at the end. But no, good performance. And once again, I think the most encouraging thing is you can really see what Alex Neil's trying to do and where it's going. And that's the most important thing probably at the minute, isn't it, ultimately?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think one thing I'll start a message here to start off with from David Martin, 1992 here. And I think this just sums up the vibe in general, isn't it? And I think everyone in the chat could probably agree with this. It's an exciting time to be a Millwall fan. I mean, look, results always dictate, don't they, Jay? The vibe, the feel. But off the pitch as well, obviously we're changing things around, ain't we? We know there's obviously a new kind of way forward. I even myself felt like sometimes it's happening too quickly. Part of me still feels like it's scattergun and it's like, but it's organised scattergun. It feels like it is anyway. We're linked with players. Zack Lovelace is one that's been linked to us today. It feels organised chaos, but I'm all here for it because it just feels exciting at the moment, and that's what you want as a football fan.
Oh, mate, absolutely. And even to like all the way down, like you said, through the club, but all the way down to like the media. You look at the posts the media are putting out at the moment, like there's so much swagger about the football club at the moment. You know, they're bantering with the fans, like you see about the guy with his nan in the cage announce this sign. Like they're bantering with the fans. They're dropping 10 p.m. signings. They're dropping early morning signings to get you thinking like, well, get one out early on deadline day because the media are going to be busy. It's everyone's in unison, you know, and as Frankie said, you can clearly see what he wants the players to do. They're starting to do that now. Performances are starting to come along with the wins. We're getting better from Luton, Pompey down to QPR. And this team has while we're doing that and we're creating a lot more now and we're better, we're also not gone away from that determination side of what Millwall's been about for the last decade, where we defensively very stout, we're very disciplined, and we keep our shape very well, and we see games out. And yeah, it's really impressive at the moment. And Alex Neil's comments, you know, they say, oh, he's loving life at the moment, and why not? He said it's an exciting time to be a Millwall fan, as David Martin said, and yeah, absolutely. So yeah, enjoy it while you can.
I've never felt this excited from Ozgan here since the summer of 87, 88. I mean,
bit before me, mate.
Yeah, I'm same here, but I know what you're referring to, Ozgan, there, and obviously, I don't know. I think, look, I don't want to get carried away. I don't often get too carried away. I don't often get too low either with Millwall, but it does. I think it's just the profile player. Let's talk about it. Let's go. I mean, obviously, goal scorers on Saturday, like I mentioned, was Connolly and Kundle. Let's go to Kundle first, I think, because he grabbed the headlines. He's got the man of the match from the social media as well. I think, I don't know if you agree here, Frankie, but he really just kind of took to it straight away. And you can start to see the changes in the build-up to the goals as well. Like, just it's starting to, you can see the difference, the imprint that these players have when going forward. It makes a real difference, especially with the likes of Bangor Williams on the pitch as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think you can really tell he's going to be one of them players where he makes every player around him better, because he was just so calm and composed in the ball, and you would never have thought that he had half a training session with some of these lads and he's gone to perform like that. I didn't think he'd even be fit to play. So to play and look that calm and composed on the ball and ready to go was really impressive. And I could see him getting better as he gets sharper and gets used to the players he's playing with. And to my point earlier with like some of the passing moving that's just not quite clicking, that will come with time. And give it a couple of weeks, couple of months, we'll be watching a completely different side, because you can really see what he's going to bring to this 11, can't you?
Definitely. I think also he played in the 10, didn't he, Jay? I think that was quite noticeable. I know we debated it on Friday. Where's he going to play? Is he going to feature in midfield? I still kind of stick by my point initially, I think, from Friday. I think he's too lightweight to play midfield, personally, especially in a 2. Just my opinion, but not to say there might be an occasion for him if you come against a team that's lower league and they're going to sit deep. And I'm sure there'll be all sorts of positions we see him playing. But I really thought like he really affected the game further up the pitch as well, which I don't want to take away from him. It's only one game, but I don't know what you think to that, Joe.
Well, he's got everything that we needed. We needed someone with vision, but an attacking vision that side of the game. You know, while he's the stature of George Honeyman, he has the attacking prowess, which is what we've been lacking, his ability or someone's ability to play in them tight pockets, to have the quick feet in and around the box, to see the pass that central midfielders and other types of players won't see it, but a natural Cam will. They have that peripheral vision, they see the field bigger than anyone else, and he certainly did that. And yeah, him and Connolly really linked up really, really well. There were some great passages of play between him and the wide men, and he just took to it like a duck to water, and to get his goal as well, determination. He's like 5'4" to rise above a defender and get a header. He just showed, the fight that he's got in him as well. And there's Alex Neil's a seasoned guy in this division. There's only one person who's won more games than Neil since he come in. He will know all about how to get Luke Kundle playing, and to put him straight in the side is, testament to his quality and testament to probably how fit he is as well. So yeah, massive, massive impact, and we look so much more threatening with him on the pitch. Really did.
Let's come on to this fella. Connolly is class, says Glenn. I think, obviously, to come on to Jay's point as well about Kundle there, Frankie, I think, I didn't really know what to expect of Alex Neil, to be honest. Obviously, you see his track record, other clubs in the Championship. He's been statistically proven to be a good manager at this level. It was a bit underwhelming when we first got him in, but he's clearly on board with what the club want to do, vision-wise. I'm saying underwhelming, it's probably fair to say everyone kind of felt a little bit the same, because everyone wanted the big name, the star attraction. Yeah. But he ticks the boxes, I think. But also, the confidence he puts in the players, I think he seems like a real kind of people person in a sense, and motivates the players. He doesn't take any prisoners, it feels like, too. I mean, especially with Connolly, he's obviously got someone in that's kind of not really had it gone anywhere for recent times. He seems to come in, put his arm around him. We've seen good performances from him, and the same with Kundle, putting him straight on Saturday. It's just building the confidence around the squad, it feels like.
Yeah, and the players all speak so positively in terms of the attention to detail and what he does in the training pitch, and you can see that really playing out. I think in terms of his style, the best thing that he's done, the best thing that the club's done, it's not a million miles away from what Harris was doing at the beginning of the season, if we're being completely honest. It's defensively solid, but we try and play through teams and try and create on the counter and attack the space with the ball on the floor. We're doing it a lot better now than we maybe were earlier in the season. Don't get me wrong. We obviously look more clinical. Having strikers that are confident helps that. So I think what he's done so well is that he's tweaked things and improved players in ways that they're going to be able to cope and do it now, rather than what Edwards did per se, which was try and maybe change too much too soon. So I think he's handled the job perfectly so far. And yeah, whilst maybe not the sexy appointment was all after, I think a lot of us would have had a Robbins or whatever. He's been exactly what we needed.
I think I like the comment from Ben, one of our own here. Evening, fellas. Jerry Maradona is scoring a hat at the weekend. Obviously, we saw him on the pitch Saturday. He was a last-minute signing, wasn't he? Obviously, on Friday night. We'll come on to the transfers in a minute. I mean, obviously, everyone's talking about the forward areas here, and obviously, perhaps we don't even need someone who plays with League with at the moment. Should we talk about just lastly about the game, I suppose, just to wrap up on that? Because I think we want to talk about transfers, to be honest. Let's not be mistaken here. I think, obviously, conceding the goal straight after going 1-0 up, bit disappointed, I felt like, Jay. Obviously, I can't remember last time we scored in the first minute at Den, to be honest. I'm sure it's
I think it took everybody by surprise, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's and that's the golden rule in football, isn't it? The most crucial time in a football match is right after you score, because you're a bit vulnerable, your heads are a little bit away with the clouds a little bit. And that's exactly what happened with us. They went straight up the other end. Brian kind of got a short. He dived into the winger, and that Lloyd just went beyond him. He was kind of not on the same page as Connolly. To start the game, they was sort of who's going to go, who's going to stay. There was a bit of miscommunication with the two. They quickly rectified that, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it was a bit of a crucial error there from Brian, who just got caught diving in and committing. But credit to us again. We didn't let our heads drop. We kept our heads up, and then we went straight back on the attack. RBW hits the post, and we're straight back at it again. So look, this is just a real testament to this squad. And back to Connolly, I just want to say, like I said it when we signed him, that you've essentially got Connolly's for Bradshaw and a fee. That's amazing business from the club to start with, but he just needs someone to love him. That's all. He's had a hell of a bad time off the football field with stuff that many everyday people deal with, and he was man enough to talk about that, and it was hard for him at the end of the year, and he just looks for another opportunity and for someone to show him some love, give him an opportunity and take him in and make him feel like he belongs. And I ain't a better club in the country than Millwall, because once you're one of us, you're one of us. And we'll go to war for you if you go to war for us. And Connolly's performances are definitely repaying the trust shown in him by the gaffer, and now the fans are starting to repay that. And it's a really nice story, and I'm really, really pleased for him, because he deserves it. He's a grafter.
I think let's not forget as well, when he came in, we had the shortages in wide area. We still technically do, you could say, Aziz has been injured. That's a real miss. I don't know how far away he is, but we could do with him back in the side. So I think just that real pace. And Mark, who's obviously back in training. I saw him on Friday. I posted on social media. So I think, but Connolly to come in and just take to it straight away. I know he missed the penalty at Luton, but even to bounce back from that, I suppose, now get his goal and get off and run in.
Just, I'm really, really sorry, Omar, just to cut you off. I do apologise, but it has just been tweeted out by Rich that Jig Still is not expected to move from Middlesbrough now. We were one of the clubs interested in him, but his exit seems dependent on Borough bringing in another player at right back, which pretty much seems unlikely. So as it stands, heavily linked with Jig Still, the right back of Middlesbrough is pretty much off at this moment, but there is still 3 hours to go. So sorry, Omar, so I do that.
That's all right. No worries. I think actually it neatly brings me on to the right back position in general, to be honest, because Crammer, Frankie, I think another assist for him on the weekend. He's proven to be quite the asset going forward, isn't he? Obviously, I didn't know what to expect. You boys done the show in the January window, like start of the window anyway. I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken, chats, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Jay's been mentioning on the recoveries and obviously he sticks up on the EFL stats and stuff. He didn't ever strike me though as that person that was going to come in and get 2 or 3 assists since joining us from the right back position. Frankie, don't know about you, mate.
No chance whatsoever. He's been a complete revelation, and every game, maybe rather pessimistic. I'm expecting him to drop back and start looking like a centre back playing right back and start maybe looking like that fish out of water, which he would have every right to do, because he shouldn't be playing as well as he is. I mean, long back continue, but yeah, he's been an absolute revelation. He's moved out there, and you couldn't you can really see how important he is to our system already, and just being able to get up and down and actually put a ball in the box. And he links the play really nicely as well. He's not just getting out there and just chucking the ball in. Hopefully, it's with purpose. The only thing he needs to work on is throw-ins. Throw-ins are like a 5-year-old, but other than that, he's spot on.
Because he's so tall, he takes throw-ins like he's got to bend his back and then forward, hasn't he? It's like it's
yeah.
So backwards and forwards afterwards to throw the ball. I think just to give confirmation of what Jay was saying there, if anyone misheard, here is the tweet from Richard Cowley. If you ever get anything through, just chuck it in the private chats up and then chuck it on straight away. But Dyke's still not expected to move now. Millwall, one of the clubs interested, but his exit's seems dependent on Borough bringing in a player in that position. I mean, yeah, obviously we'll talk about Crammer there, Jay. I mean, I think it reminds me, I don't know if this is a rogue shout, but I don't know if he remembers the season Andy Frampton got player of the season for Millwall at left back, where you've got a centre half playing in a position that doesn't look convenient, doesn't look like it's appropriate for him. But Frampton at that time got player of the season, and he came back from a lot of negativity and stuff, but he came back one of the fans player of the season. And from left back, he popped up assists, he got forward, he was assured, like, whenever someone tried to take him on, especially defensively, Crammer's really stood up for me. He stands players up, past him. It's what I feel like anyway, watching him play. He's really took to it well, hasn't he, from the right back position, Joe?
Yeah, and I covered him a hell of a lot at doing the fantasy show, really deep dived into him. He's one of the best performing defenders in EFL fantasy. It was no surprise to me. I put a tweet out when we signed him saying that this is a home run. He's very much, if I was to compare him to a player, he's John Stones 2.0. He's someone who can play in the sweeper role, that CDM role. He can step up, he can play. He's very, very good on the ball, very intelligent. Did I see him at right back? No. But one of the big things to come out of Exeter, one of the big things that people lauded him for, was his ability and to do anything for the club that they asked him to do. He did a hell of a lot for Brentford B. He played at right back there. He did a lot for Exeter. He's got captain material. And it doesn't matter what position he's playing, and he'll put it all on the line and he'll give 110%. And most players that play out of a position for a football club, they often get player of the year because you respect and appreciate the effort that's gone into what they're doing for the shirt, as opposed to their own personal gains of their own position and putting themselves on the map. They do it when you play out of position, you do that for the club, not for yourself. I'm not surprised at all. Class power. I do want him back at centre back because Alex Neil does like to play a 3-4-3 or variation of a 3-5-2. So you can picture Crammer being the central focal point with Tango to the right, Cooper to the left, with the two full wing backs in a 3-5-2, just to command that centre back free, and he can take it up the field and step into a midfield role. So massive signing, really real key signing. And yeah, great coup for the club because there's a lot of clubs interested in him.
What about this one for the weekend ahead? Can't wait to get to these. I'm not fact check this to be sure, but are they both cup tied chaps? Do we know for sure? I'm not listening.
I know Connolly is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know about Crammer. So I think Connolly definitely is. Yeah.
So
even still, it gives Crammer probably deserves a rest. Connolly, you probably want to. We've got a lot of new guys. You're going to want to embed them. I think I listed a team that we could put out against Leeds that didn't include either of them. And, we've got the players to do that now. So what a way to embed new guys into the championship than going to Ellen Road.
So who plays right back for you then, Joe, on Saturday, Joe? Not that we'll talk about that too much, but
hopefully the new guy that potentially comes in, if we sign one tonight, that will be the person that starts right back for me.
I can confirm it looks like he played 90 minutes, by the way, against Oxford, Crammer. So next to us.
Yeah, there you go. So no, it would be whoever the new guy comes in. I think you would have to make mass changes because it is very clear that this is a great opportunity for players to get a rest and to embed a lot of new signings, and it is a lot that we'll come on to. It's a good opportunity for Neil and the squad to reset himself before we hit the championship hard because we're only 4 points off the playoffs, so it's more important for me.
Crammer was initially a midfielder, but got too tall, hence being centre half. But his passing ability shows all the hallmarks of midfield player.
CDM, John Stones 2.0.
Yeah. What's that? I'm not sure if anyone else has flagged it, but Omo's connection keeps going a bit squiffy.
Literally, as you started explaining yourself, it went all robotic then.
Okay, I think I could sort myself out beneath it, okay, so I might drop out for a second. But one of you guys want to start talking about the link to Zack Lovelace? Because that seems like it's going to get there.
Yeah. Okay, Frank, what's your thoughts, mate? Because he left us at 15 years old to, let's be honest, to go to a bigger club, to go to better things. Who's going to begrudge anybody to do that? At the time, probably not any real pathway through at Millwall. It was probably a dead end for a youth player. And he got sold a dream, and his parents or whoever was involved, we won't speculate, probably guided him a little bit more than what he would have done himself if he was a little bit older. So yeah, it takes a big man to admit that they probably made a mistake. It takes an even bigger man to want to go back to somewhere that they was previously had to right some wrongs. So yeah, I'm all for it personally. He's a right winger, not a centre forward. People think he's a centre forward. He's not. He's a right forward. He's very much like a SA. He's not a midfielder though. He is a right winger. So yeah, your thoughts on that? I'm all for it. I'm pleased that he's got his head screwed on.
It's ultimately a sign that's going to cost us very little money, isn't it? So
yeah,
there's not real much. There's not much risk attached to it. I think we spoke about this in the chat. I think it's clear to see now that actually he was probably a bit poorly advised in terms of taking the move, and maybe went for the wrong reasons in terms of. We can argue about the progression in terms of getting from youth teams to first team at Millwall at the time. He looked like he broke through that. He looked like he was on the cusp of doing it and was probably going to play the next season, and then disappeared. So I think he made a mistake, and ultimately he'll probably be a better person and a more well-rounded guy for it, and to have learned from that experience. So, and as you said, to then decide to come back and go somewhere where maybe there is a couple of wrongs he needs to right and where he needs to prove himself again is bold. So yeah, he was clearly really highly thought of, and if we can get him back to where he was, and if he can get that love for the game back and show the player he was before he went to Rangers, fantastic. And at that price, you can't really complain, can you?
No, I was sure thoughts, mate.
What is the price?
Be next to nothing. It'd be next to nothing. Is that a contract in the summer?
Yeah.
Is that a contract?
So it's a 7-figure bid, apparently.
Pennies.
Would you say so, Frankie?
I think it said a 7-figure bid. So
interesting.
Yeah,
we're still on Lovelace, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, I think it'd be interesting. I'm just getting up the Rich Cowley tweet from when he's reported it, because I think we should probably have a little discussion about that, and also the chat. Please be sure to get involved. Rich Cowley says Mill have agreed a deal with Rangers for Zack Lovelace. Still work to do to get over the line. Still work to do to get it over the line. I'm repeating that twice because what is that? What does that mean? What is that incorporating? I think it's interesting. Obviously, we've agreed a deal with Rangers by the looks of it. Is there some question marks over his injury previous? Because obviously he got an ACL injury, didn't he, up in Scotland? I think on the face of it, it feels like as a youngster, hasn't really hit off at Rangers. I don't think they want to lose him. I think they offered him a new contract by the sounds of it. Mm-hmm. So we obviously tempted him to come back. He wants to move back. That ticks a box. Fine, perfect. He wants to come back. But then the question I think that needs to be asked is his injury problems going to get the better of him? I think it's a low risk kind of move. Like if it works out, brilliant. It could be a really high ceiling. If it doesn't work out, then what's the kind of question marks over that? Is there injury problems? Is he demanding a longer term deal? I think Mill will be stupid not to tie him down to a relatively long contract anyway, because he's 19. But yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to go for it. It's not something we need instantly, but there's no harm having someone out in the building with the potential he's got. I think that's where I'm at with that, really.
No, it's absolutely. I think you can look at it many ways. He is in Scotland. It might be difficult, to get all the parameters in place and then get him down here. That's the only thing I can think of it. He has been, he is fit now from what I understand. So yeah, I just think, you got to. The medical's got to be done, his salary. There's lots to it. There's also the personal side of things. While he wants to come back, there's also discussions on, where does he fit? Is this someone who's going to be a star? Does he want to be a star? You've also got to negotiate with that. So while it's probably not the easiest deal in the world as someone like, Benassia has been, who's primarily been sent out on loan from a club, I still think, it'll get done. This has been in the works for this isn't just sprung up on us. So a lot of this would have been ironed out. I think this is just what insiders put out there because it is so close to deadline day. you can't really say, yeah, this is all done, and then they get pelters at 11 o'clock. They have to obviously put the parameters out, like, while it's agreed, hold your horses. It gives themselves some cover. So I'm not too worried, to be honest.
I think there's a few comments. Sorry, I'll bring up very quickly. I think I've just lost one. I had a good one about Lovelace.
Well, I'm trying to find that, mate. It wouldn't shock me if a little bit of the deal maybe was originally under the premise of a pre-contract agreement for the summer, a little bit like Kelly was originally a pre-contract for January.
Yeah,
or if there's something similar there, maybe, and then it's obviously how you then change the deal to make it kick in now, similar to the Kelly situation, basically.
There we go. Andrew Roberts. Do we really need Lovelace? Go fans back, he has potential. What, too injury prone? Many fans want shot of him. That's the reason. For that reason, do we really need another sick note on top of what we already have? The new Tyler Bury from the Daily Mirror. I think that's quite harsh. I mean,
you got to look at it like this, right? And Neil has said it, that he said it about Negley. Negley's for the here and now. Negley's a ready-made player. He's here right now. He's going to start. He's going to be a star. We know that the club have got a new model. Some of these players are going to be coming in just so that they can get moved on. And if you can get someone like Zack Lovelace, who's got all the talent in the world, and you can harness a bit of that, and you get him for next to nothing, and you can move him and flip him for a profit, that's what the club are going to do. You have to look at it like that in terms of that, because some of these players are just going to be coming through here like a revolving door, and there will be some that stay and do the business for us, like a Negley. There will be them players, but Neil said it himself. This isn't one for the assets. He even used that word. This isn't one of the assets. This Negley's here for now. He's already made player. So, I wouldn't read too much into it as, we're going to promise Zack Lovelace he's going to be this starter, this, that, and the other. It could just be one that's going to come through the door, help with some injuries, get some game time, maybe even send him out and flip him for a profit, because that's what the club want to do now.
We'll have to wait and see. I think just on this one, Glenn's comment here. So long as we pay less than what we sold Lovelace for, I'm pretty sure we lost him for absolutely nothing. Because
it would be a tribunal for you, I
think with Scotland, the rules don't apply. It changes. You can fact check it if you like. I'm 99% sure. Basically, we lost him for absolutely nothing, which is why we were devastated at the time to lose him to Rangers of all clubs. So I don't think we actually gained anything out of losing him the first time round. So we're now paying to get him back, but we lost him for nothing because the Scotland rule doesn't quite apply with the. Like I said, you could poach players on a contract, for example, from Scotland to England and England to Scotland. So the tribunal stuff is not quite the same, I think. So
let's be honest, though. If he did stay, what was going to happen? Man City were probably going to come and play a tribunal £1 million, and then he would have been playing for Southampton next year. We'd never have seen the geezer again. So, his a combination of his bad decisions and his injury ultimately led him to this point in his career now, which is probably only a good thing for us because there is a pathway here now. He clearly sees it. I'm all for it, to be honest.
All these four type players, Frankie, is Marco at risk? Who's at risk? What happens, you reckon? All these forwards that we're signing, what's going to happen to now in the season?
Amaku's definitely not. I think what's interesting to remember about a lot of these players is the reality is, even if you look at the ones who've signed this window, the kid from Brighton, Lovelace, and Matthews, all three of them probably won't work out, if we're going to be completely honest, because that's how football works.
Yeah.
But you only need one of them to work out, and then suddenly you've recouped 5, 6, 7, 8 million, who knows? And it then was all worth it. I personally think if he was asking me who's at risk, the only person I could see maybe leaving today would potentially be Langstaff. I don't think he will, but I think that would be the one where it would make sense for him to look for a new club. I don't know what you two guys think.
I agree. I think what we're seeing, I don't think anybody's at risk in terms of all of these youngsters because they're all very, very different. Negley is essentially a 10 that can play wide right. Kundal is a cam that can play centre mid also and go wide left. Aziz can play, excuse me, all across that three. Imaku is, that change of pace. He's a very different type of player. So they all offer a hell of a lot of versatility and a lot of difference. Lovelace, if he comes back, will be very direct. Benassia is someone who likes to drop deep. He's a good carrier of the football. He likes to switch to play very, very quickly. If you look at his clips, he likes to get the ball down, switch it, and he's a good pass and move guy. So we've got a lot of difference, which is something that we've really needed. We've spoke before about having too much of the same thing in midfield, having too much of the same type of striker. We're now addressing that. We're getting a lot of difference. I do think if anyone was to go out, it would be Langstaff. and potentially one of the midfielders, maybe a Massey or someone like or Kelly goes out on loan, because we're getting healthy there as well. But I don't expect it. But yeah, in terms of the guys that we've brought in, I don't think that really puts anybody at risk. It just gives us a lot of options. And Matthews, I mean, people say Matthews, stick him in the under-21s. The club have announced he's a first-team squad player. He's going to be around the first team. He's going to play games. So yeah, that will only iron sharpens iron, and he's probably similar type to Ivanovic. So that will push him.
I suppose it doesn't mean he can't not drop into the 21s for a game or two, right? So
of course, get himself up,
by the sounds of it, he's training with the first team squad. He's got a place in the first team squad changing room. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I think let's go through it quickly. So the forward options we've got, right? So if we go for the centre, so if we stick to the 4-2-3-1 we're playing at the minute, right? Up front, you've got the Serb, Coburn, Langstaff, Matthews. Are we saying?
Yeah, he's a centre forward.
And they're the four, if I'm not mistaken. Am I missing anyone there?
No, you've got hybrids, but if we're going out and out strikers, we'll go with him.
Players to pick for the left side position, you've got Watmore, Connolly, Amaku. Yeah, and then maybe for the right, you say for the right, then Aziz. I suppose you've got four wingers there, haven't you? So if you throw Aziz into that mix as well, I'm still sure we're missing someone because we've got quite a few players in these positions. And then obviously Honeyman's featured occasionally, hasn't he?
Well, Negley.
And Negley as well. But
and Benassia.
There you go. So there's six, right, you see? It's even hot. It's like, I don't know, there's six wide options there. If you're not then adding into the fact that probably Langstaff has done a job out there in the wide areas before, adding to the fact that AJ Matthews, I think, can feature in the wide areas as well, if I'm not mistaken.
RBW as well.
Bangor Williams, and then in the 10, so let's go that Bangor Williams, Kundal. Then there are probably 2 out and out 10s, but then maybe Negley as well, right?
Negley as well, yeah. And you probably look at
I'm losing there somewhere.
You probably look at maybe Langstaff as well could feature in there, has featured in there, but that's going to be a last result, But like you said, out and outs, Kundal is probably number one, Negley, and then even Connolly as well, someone who can fit in there. We've kind of got 6 players that can play 5 positions. In a sense.
I think, are we not turning into the championship version of Chelsea? We've shared American owner. Stop piling all these players.
Oh, as long as it brings some similar success, You
can argue it's worked for Chelsea a bit, haven't you? You can't, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think you'd rather have these players in the building than not, right? I mean, it's just such a contrast to where we was at the start of the season, when we was in August and begging for players to be signed. I suppose we were still waiting for it this time last week, to be honest. Let's have it right. Yeah. But the club's got out there and spent the dough, the SA dough. I mean, reasonably, I don't think we've spent half of it, really, though, have we? We've been quite smart and shrewd with the business we've done, it's fair to say, Frank.
Money we spent's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, I doubt we've spent more than 6 million, 7 million. So I am ever so slightly concerned about the size of the squad now in certain areas. And you do look at some players, and unfortunately, I just don't see a world in where Watmore, for example, gets minutes.
No.
Anymore. What's the?
But you say that though, Frank. I mean, the perfect scenario. Sorry to cut you off. Would be Saturday. That is a perfect example. You bring him on late in the game to just stretch you up the field and just get the ball up to the corner because that's all he does. Sticks his head down and runs. That's what you want. You don't want him starting, do you?
But if you're going to do that and you want someone to come on that's just going to run the channel for you and inject a bit of pace, you'd rather bring on Amaku.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah.
Or the kid from Brighton.
Yeah, and Watmore will slowly get pushed out, won't he?
Yeah, there are scenarios where you think, in that scenario, you'd maybe bring him on, but he would never be your first choice to bring on in any scenario.
Not now, anyway.
And at his age, again, I'm sure he's probably thinking to himself, he's got a massive job on to earn a new contract for next year. I just can't see it happening.
All right, so on that, do you think anyone looks at this now? Because we're talking about the amount of forward options we've got in them type of positions. I'll include Honeyman in this because no one seems to play him in that central deep line role. Do you think any of them will look at this and maybe go and knock on Neil's door today, or have done and gone, you need to let me out, you need to see if there's a loan option for me available, you need to release me? Because I can see that happening, I can see that happening.
I think if you're the club, I think that's why I said it on Friday, like I'd want someone like Langstaff to be going out and playing minutes.
Yeah.
One, it's going to hopefully build confidence for him. 2, you've got a potential where you've got a player that you spent some money on last summer won't be worth anywhere near as much. I know you guys reckon that maybe you still get 700,000 for him. I don't know. Like, it's difficult when there's a player that's not playing at all, not getting a minute. I mean, okay, he's coming on to some appearances and stuff, but it does beg the question. I know some of the chat in the comments here. So, guys, what would you think about Langstaff? Because I think I would be looking to loan him out just so that he's get his confidence back up, and maybe we revisit it in the summer with him. Dan H here. First of all, just saying about Langstaff's name, by the way. I know the chat was talking about him. Langstaff has missed a lot of clear-cut chances. Not good enough, unfortunately. It is the Championship. By nature, it's quite difficult, I suppose. I think that's very harsh on Langstaff. He hasn't been given the chance. Thing is, it's like, I suppose now we're in a position to offer him the chance, maybe, but it's like, what, you're going to take the serve out after the form he's been on of late, Jay? It's difficult, isn't it? Like, all these questions that are kind of, it's good problems, don't get me wrong, but it's not ultimately if you're Langstaff, I feel like.
No, and let's have it right. This was a low risk, high reward signing. This guy come from League Two. Lots of, there was some interest in him, not massive amounts, which was unusual, probably because of the league he was in, but he scored so many goals and we paid, little money for him. There was talks that they wanted 2.5, it was 1.5 to 2.5 million for him. That was quite acceptable to a lot of Millwall fans at the time. We got him for 700, and that's a low risk, high reward sign. If it doesn't work out, so what? This is a guy who scored a hell of a lot of goals. You had to make that signing. At the time, we desperately needed someone with a goal scoring record, and you couldn't get anyone better in the country that we could afford to do that. So if it doesn't work out for him, it doesn't work out for him. It's not like we've got to put all our eggs in one basket. We took a chance on someone that's been prolific and may not work out. I agree with you. League One, I'd probably send him to League One. There has been rumours Blackpool, Stockport are two teams that are really heavily linked around Langstaff, want him on loan. Probably be good for him. But Stockport, I would really like if they favour that style of football, that Notts County style of football, with good wingers that will help him. And then see if he can return. And do you know what? If he can't, the club are doing their due diligence in bringing other forwards in to help keep that transition going without losing Langstaff. He was involved in that good winning run under Harris, 4 games that we won and unbeaten in whatever, but he wasn't scoring any goals and he was very, very ineffective and wasn't really in the game in those wins. We were very much defensively back against the wall, the odd counter, set piece. So while he was in them teams, he didn't really contribute that much to getting them results. So it's just a big step up for him. It's a shame, but yeah, definitely loan him out to see if he can make a gradual step up first, then bring him back to fight for his place next season.
I just think instinctively, Gregory, when he scored 9 goals, he scored 9 goals in the Championship that season. We went down, but he scored a hat-trick on the last day of the season, if memory serves me, or the last home game of the season. So kind of
Derby, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So inflated these numbers a tiny bit because I just remember the games like Rotherham away where he's missing chances, and then Harris comes in. It's like, this is my man. I want to back him, and obviously it works out in the end. You can't knock that. But League One came at a time for him to help him out. And I think obviously Matt here said, even to a strong League One team or struggling Championship team, I mean, look, I think I'd want to get him out playing games and the team that's playing well, so he can hopefully get some goals.
You've got to look at his age as well. I mean, he's not a kid.
Yeah, no, that's true.
He's not a kid. He's what, 29, 28, 29? So you've got to think of like, are you going to want to bring back, say, a 30-year-old Macaulay Langstaff who's been out on loan because he couldn't cut it in the Championship the first time around to play with 19-year-old centre forwards who've been around massive Championship clubs their entire career, all the way from grassroots up, because they've been fed with a silver spoon? I don't know if he'll want to do that. I think he'll get tired of it. He must be getting tired of it now already.
I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. A lot of confidence. He comes out, but only when we have started sitting back, so it can't affect the game. It's true. Yeah. David, I'm not going to try and sing this song for you, but it's not very Millwall. It's not Millwall. I wouldn't put it past. I started to sing these sort of songs now, if I'm honest with you. So 28 is what Andrew Roberts was saying. 28, is it worth club invested in Langstaff by loaning him out? 28,
then yeah, there you go. 28.
This is it. That's what I think. Like, I just think you've got to retain some value. We're talking about the values game here. Like, if you go into a club that's creating chances for fun, a Peterborough, I'd just say, or someone like that. I don't know if they even want him, but the point is, like, sorry,
Peterborough in 19th in League One, mate.
But they scored. They set out to play attacking football.
Yeah, well, they lost Poku, so Poku is literally everything for them. Exactly. And currently, they don't look like to be doing any business because their owner has been on Sky Sports News doing deadline day all day. So
that was
they're going to be doing anything. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but no, sorry, Mike. No, he hasn't. We're just speculating. But thanks for joining.
Yeah, I can see a world where Langstaff would go to it won't happen now. It's probably too late in the window. But if he went to a Wrexham, Wickham, Stockport, Huddersfield, did really well in League One, saw them promoted via automatics or playoffs. I can see a world where one of them sides would then sit there and go, "I'm going to give you back 700," maybe even in a twist of fate miracle, end up making a profit in them somehow. Because if you got promoted with him, son, and he did well for you, you'd then want him back, wouldn't you? So I wouldn't have been anti the loan, to be honest. I think it would have been the right thing for the club and for him. But
You say it's too late. You never know with that done day. I don't think we'd actually be that sort of club until last window when I see us announcing someone after 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it can still happen. Is there any more outgoings, guys, you think? I mean, someone like Wes Harding, he's not played still. I mean, I suspect with no right back in the building, you'd probably want to keep him because he can play there, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But there's any more outgoings, you think, Jake? You see anything happening?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if I was to see anybody, it would be one of the young central midfielders or a Langstaff. I don't think any, and definitely at the back, the way that Alex Neil would preferably like to deploy a 3 or a 5 in a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. I think you want to hold on to as many centre halves as possible. Harden is very versatile, play right back and centre back. Murray Wallace the same, can play left back and left centre back. So yeah, he'll hold on to them and we'll cut our losses with them guys and see what happens with them in the summer. I don't know, if it depends if we get some players in, but at the moment, I think most of us would be pretty disappointed if we didn't bring in a right back. I think that has to happen. But, is Kramer happy to do the dirty work? And is it worth just keeping him there and not just spending because we think we need one? We've only got a few months to go and you have got someone who can back Kramer up. So, yeah.
I think
I trust what they're doing. I just trust what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, same. I do
that's
as well.
They don't bring a right back in. They don't bring one in. I trust them.
If anyone cares to know, the Birmingham took a 1-0 lead. Jared Bowens just scored on the stroke half-time. Just to cheer us all up a little bit.
Wankers.
I think the thing about going to me, and it goes back to your point earlier about if you're a Honeyman or Ortmore, would you be knocking at Alex Neil's office saying, what's my situation? Who gets them? Who comes in for these players at this point in the window with the way they're playing, their age, out of contract next year? I can't see anyone coming in and sitting there and going, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put even $100,000 down.
Do you know who's got a track record of signing their old players? Gary Rowett.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if he was in there. Murray Wallace has had some speculation around him, and I was led to believe serious speculation around him as well. So that could be one that you never know happens. But it all hinges on us bringing someone in. But
I felt that when you said like who'd be knocking on the door. I can see Gary Rowett call up the club today, going, right, who's available for a loan then? Like. Is Peter still in the building? Scott Malone, Mason Bennett. Oh wait,
Scott Malone. Yeah,
I can see it though because he was that sort of manager, wasn't he? He always called up his mates and got like not a job for the lads, but he trusted working with players he worked with before.
Yeah.
So
I think one to look for that. Yeah, 100%. I think one to look for would be Billy Mitchell for someone out in the upcoming in the summer for Gary Rowett.
Or George Honeyman going to Oxford.
Someone who's young. Yeah,
it's really in the stars. He's going to sign someone, isn't he?
Well, Duncan Watmore. Duncan Watmore's 100% an Oxford player in the start of next season. 1,000,000%. He absolutely loved Duncan Watmore, so he's 100% an Oxford player, and maybe Murray Wallace will be as well.
Yeah. Honeyman would win their Player of the Year as well. He's just that sort of player.
And they'd play him centre forward.
Yeah. And
New Harris, wherever New Harris goes next, then you can be sure that someone like George
Honeyman's going with him. And he'll sign Harding just to establish dominance and leave him on the bench again.
I had someone at the weekend say to me who had a few beers at the time, but he's adamant that New Harris is going to take the Southend job in the summer. I'm like, I can't see it, mate. I can't. But he's like, I'm telling you now, in the summer, New Harris takes the Southend job. So I'm not talking about as in the know because I'm not, but he was adamant that I think they're still conference, I think, frankly. So here we go. Andrew Roberts, actually, a good question just come in. Does the panel think Broughton and Cuffy could come back to us? Gennaro paid $2 million for him, but should we pay at least that to get him back? I don't think his name was being mentioned somewhere, if that came out of nowhere. I'm sure I remember seeing his name somewhere online.
So he put out
really weak.
He put out a blue heart on his social. That's where this has come from. Don't get me wrong. He suits Alex Neil's formation and his style probably the best I've ever seen someone fit it in terms of someone who's played here. Playing that wing back role, who can get up and down, show attacking intent and good with the ball. I would absolutely just see Norton Cuffy coming out of Morley's. I love that.
I don't think we can get loans in next week. You might know more than me, mate, but I don't think we can.
No,
that's a myth because it used to be the emergency loan where you can get a 93-day loan in like October.
Yeah, not a thing.
I think Chris Wood was an emergency loan, if I remember rightly. Like we used to get him in all the time on the trade jacket, but I don't think we can anymore. Go on,
no, not a thing. But no, he suits us down to the ground. I would absolutely love that signing. It would be a perfect replacement of right back, and we'd instantly be able to go 3-5-2 because Joe Bryan's probably the exact same as well. Who could play that more advanced wing back role. So I'd love it, and you'd have your back five set. But it is literally put a blue heart up on his socials, and everyone's ran with it. And then, of course, Benassia speaks to how he spoke to Brooke Norton-Cuffy about going to the Den, and he give a rave review. So obviously everyone's thinking, yeah, he's coming back. And yeah, but he's injured, isn't he, Frank? You went out to Genoa. You said he was injured at the moment.
He's fit again now. He's back on the bench, but so far this season, just looking, he's made 6 appearances. He's missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's missed 12 by injury. There's only been 5 games that he could have played that he hasn't. But in them games he has, he's got like 9 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 minute, 11 minutes. Yeah. He's clearly not really hit the ground running out there.
I don't think.
Yes, 100%. And to your point, I completely agree. I think he'd really shine in this system. Maybe in the summer, though. Because I think if you used to get him now, I think it'd be really complicated. So maybe in the summer.
I don't see it either, to be honest. I think it will be one that might come back, though, around the block because he fits the profile of exactly someone we look for. If Charlie Cresswell wasn't getting a game at Toulouse, he fit the profile too. You're thinking low 20s, played international football at under 21s. I think Gallen said that, didn't he, in his interview about Benassia Baker? I'm pretty sure. I'm sure. I remember reading it today anyway, somewhere about, fit the profile player, played games at youth level for international and stuff. So, and it's exciting players and stuff. So I think you think of that sort of profile, and it wouldn't surprise you if someone like Norton Cuffy came around again. Any truth of the rumour about us getting Spurs' Tyrese Hall? I think he got squashed by Dan Marsh and Will Scott and a few other journos earlier on today. That was one that came a bit left field this morning, wasn't it, boys? I did then do the whole dreaded thing of looking on social media, started to look on YouTube. Jermaine Defoe compared him to like a Luka Modric / Dembele / I think Gareth Bell almost. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I quoted it on my Twitter. I got a bit carried away with that one, but he looks a really good player, to be fair, Jay. I don't know if you checked the videos too, mate. I know, Frankie, you're nodding. He looked the real deal, to be fair, for a 20-year-old, guys. I mean, everyone to revisit in the summer. He's not had a loan spell before, has he? So we'll see.
I think that from what I understand in some conversations that I've had was that we was actually quite interested in him before we signed Kundal. And I think that's where that's come from, and it's just been leaked later on. I believe it's absolutely true that we were having a chat with him, but we decided to sign Luke Kundal. That's how that went down. I believe we went in for Kundal and was put off at first. Went and spoke with Tottenham about this young fella, and then decided to revisit Kundal from the previous leak that a few weeks before we signed Kundal, and went with Luke Kundal. Not to say that it won't happen in the future, but I think we went in another direction.
Frankie, anything to add to that, mate?
I did the exact same thing you did, mate. I heard the link. I looked on YouTube, decided he was best player in the world, got carried away. And by the time I finished looking at YouTube videos, it already been put to bed. So, broke my heart. And that all happened in the space of about 15 minutes, mate. So, yeah.
That's how it goes, isn't it? You watch it, and you're like, there's a couple of good bad bits there, but the rest of it's all good. You're like, oh, shit, he's going to be the real deal. Jay, come on, don't pretend you've never done it before, mate.
I'll do it every. I'm
you
laughing
Kelly, mate. I'm still waiting to see.
Listen, I'm laughing because I do it.
We've got Dan Kelly. He's box to box.
I'm laughing because I do it. I do it all the time. I tell myself that this is the best player I've ever seen. He's gonna be worth 30 million into. I'll tell, and I've watched. I've done that with Benassia, and I watched him play 5 minutes for Port Vale and literally make 3 passes. I'm like, this kid's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at that left foot. I'll do it. I completely am on board with what Frankie's saying. You do trick yourself. At a club like us, it's like, wow, I've never seen someone be able to string 2 passes together in real life, let alone what this guy's offering us. So I'm so with you. I fucking love it. I wouldn't change it either.
That's what we're doing as football fans, right? So as you look at it, you see a name like, who's that? And then, I mean, talking about who is that? I mean, are we going to get any wider than mark names signed tonight? I just put some. Anyone heard any rumours? Come on Twitter. Come on
I'm talking now, and it's gone extremely quiet. We could be in for a quiet night, from what I was led to believe at the beginning of the day. I'm now getting told that it could be very, very quiet. But it ain't over till it's over. But everyone's saying it'd be disastrous if we don't sign a right back, right? Yeah, I'd be pretty upset. But they've done enough for me to trust them at the moment. If they don't think there's someone out there, then I trust them. If they think Crammer's the guy at the moment and we've got enough cover, I trust them. I'm quite happy for Crammer to play right back for the rest of the season. Who wouldn't be? We don't have to sign a permanent right back right this second, right today. Don't have to. If the right guy's not there, don't go and get them. And I'll trust what they're doing. If we didn't make all these signings and we didn't sign a right back, I'd be in turmoil. I'd be pouring fucking kerosene all over myself, and you know I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but I'm pretty happy with what we've done. So I'll trust what they're doing until they give me a reason not to at the moment.
Can I ask a question quickly on that? So,
yeah,
in one word, how would you say the window's gone so far?
Are you asking us to rate it, or do you want a rating? Or
one word, like good, okay, excellent,
brilliant, excellent, yeah, excellent. I'll share that.
So I think it's been a very good window, which I know is 2 words. Broke man rules is what it is, but it does feel amiss to have signed 7, 8 players, whatever it is now, and to have not addressed the fact we haven't got a right back in the squad. And we said this offline, Jay, that the nature of being a football fan is you get greedy. You start the window, you say you want 4, you get 4, and then you go, actually 6 would be nice, wouldn't it? Then you get 6, and you go, no, actually we need 7. And you're constantly moving the goalpost and asking for more, being greedy. But I would be concerned that, like, the reality is, at the minute, it's going to sound mental because I thought we were getting relegated 2 weeks ago. We're 4 points off playoffs.
Yeah. Couldn't believe it after the game Saturday. Sat in Harry's bar watching the ticker go past, like, we're 4 points from the playoffs.
It's a mistake. There's no way we're 4 points off playoffs.
40 points as well already. It's crazy.
And if we missed out because of a right back, would you not be absolutely devastated?
I don't know if we. I'm really happy with Crammer though. Crammer is playing. Would anybody want to take Crammer out of the position at the moment, the way he's playing?
No,
I don't think you would. And don't get me wrong.
I want my backup for him.
100%.
They might. What about if he gets injured? Do you know what I mean?
100%. There is that, but is there a backup out there that we can get? If the person ain't out there, they ain't out there.
It must be. You know, there must be a Scanlon that's right-footed. There has to be somewhere.
Yeah, there probably is. But if you're going to try and look for one of them, you're going to have to give them assurances that they're going to play. There's only a few months left of the season. They're going to want assurances. There's a lot that goes into just grabbing one of these kids on loan just to be a backup and just to sit on the bench. I do agree. It will be quite disheartening. We have got players that can play there if we desperately get to it. But I just trust what they're doing. If they don't think the guy's there, then he ain't there. And Crammer's playing really, really well. Daily Millwall, please. Just say that. But yeah, the comment there, Denore, look, he played right back for Belgium. Really, really good. He did. Billy played there. Honey, you know, I trust him. It won't be the best move for me. I won't be, you know, I'll have a concern. I'm sure Twitter will go absolutely wild. Gallen will be the biggest cunt in the world if you don't sign a right back to the people that are currently self-loathing over Gallen at the moment. But I trust them. That's the main thing. And Crammer is playing really well. More to the point, I trust Neil that he understands the squad and understands what he's got at his disposal. I'll just trust it at the moment.
Quite like this question from the point from Cameron Ramsey anyway, because it's not far from the mark. We also need to focus on forwards. We have one of the best defenders in the league, but cannot score. If we found players who can score, we have a playoff push team. I'd argue that's maybe gone that way a little bit, hasn't it? You say with the transfers we've made, and he's probably right, not far from the mark. I think you're definitely right to point out we need a backup right back, Frankie, and I get that. But in reality, you know, like we needed to fix the forward lines. We've definitely rolled the dice. Time will tell whether it works out well. But the only signs after Saturday, when your 2 new January signings scored the winning goals for you, it's good indication.
I'm being greedy. I'm being unfair. I'm moving the goalposts. I said we need to sign loads of wingers and forwards. We've done exactly that. And now I'm saying you always human nature is to always look for the weakness and go, we need to fix this now, and that's now the new biggest concern. So I am being unfair, and I think it's been a fantastic window. Go and get it right back.
We do have to get it right back. It's true.
Do you not think though that there's a clear strategy in this window, which is it's clear we've been very good defensively. No one's pumped us, and the focus has been on we do not create and we do not score goals. And Gallon's gone right. X, Y, Z, fucking element OP. There you go. There's a load of creativity. There's a load of variations of cams, wide forwards, all different walks of life, all different styles. There you go, problem fixed. And ultimately, like Frankie said, 2 out of probably 4 or 5 of them will come good. And in the summer, you look at, right, now we need to shore the defence up. I think it's more of a strategy thing that we are just good in defence. We don't actually need it, just that we want it. And that obviously a couple of injuries to Lenny and Danny. And we have got a makeshift centre-half plan there. But do you think it's just, like Frankie said, maybe greediness and that Neil trusts what he's got?
That's true. I've got to confess, Frankie, you mentioned about a quiz. I don't actually recall seeing anywhere mentioned about a quiz. Maybe I missed the boat here, but you've got a quiz for us. I'm not mistaken.
I have, mate. Yeah, and it's for everyone in the chat as well to play along. I guess it's all based around this January transfer window and previous transfer window, previous January. So only January related, basically. I was hoping Mickey would be here. We can make him look like an absolute fool for getting 3 out of 10, but. Alas,
maybe we'll do our questions now, and then when he comes, we'll do it again just for Mickey, and then we'll get to
we'll do that. Yeah.
We'll even get him on the big screen as well. Like you can kind of set it so you can just on Mickey.
Maximum embarrassment. Yeah. If you're in your comments, if you're doing a play along, what I will ask is don't write any correct answers in the comments because I don't want anyone getting off scot-free. So you can comment, but wrong answers only, I'm afraid. And then just post what score you got at the end. We'll go through the answers. So
we could hide the comments. Me and James, to be fair.
If you can do that, spot on.
If you click on it, if you click on comments, mate,
I've clicked on comments. Do you want to see a photo that I've done that?
Yeah, I've removed it as well. It's gone. So everyone do get your comments in.
Now it's just come up 1. I've got a 1.
Yeah, so you can't. So you won't see it basically. You'll just see. Right. So we won't see the comments. So we've hit the comments, Frankie.
Let's go.
We're all about integrity here.
I don't believe you, but we'll see. So he's going to get gradually harder. Who was our first signing in this January transfer window?
Oh, fucking hell.
No.
Jesus, I promise I am here.
Was it Connolly?
Connolly,
yeah.
Good start, boys. Good start.
I mean, Mickey's here as well, so he can come in a second and you can ask him these questions as well. Make you feel better about life.
I thought you all got that, so this does not go well. Fuck me. Question 2. The January transfer window saw Tom Bradshaw leave the club. What ex-Millwall manager signed him?
Oh, Gary Rowett.
Gary Rowett. Here we go.
We're back in
or as Mickey said, Gary Rowlett.
Yeah. Gary Rowett is also fine.
Rowlett.
Gary Rowett, you can't.
Rowlett.
Question number 3. Adam Mayer left the club this January window. And we signed him last January window. Who did we sign him from?
Morecambe.
Congratulations. Who was the winger we signed on loan in both January 2022 and January 2023?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Ollie Burke,
well played.
Should we pause for a few seconds and let the chat maybe put some comments in?
The step up in difficulty, by the way, is
it a step up or is it a Premier League level step up? So who did we sign on 1945 on the second day of the transfer window? Is it that type of hard?
Not quite that hard, mate, but I think you're banging.
You couldn't get that question anyway.
Sorry, someone say something then. Good evening, Mickey.
Good evening, Jay. You fucking cold or something, mate? You've not got heating in your house.
Everyone keeps asking if we've got no hell.
You
No,
fucking
I've got bastard hair, mate. Do you want to see my fucking knot? Look. Had enough.
Bastard hair. Fucking hell.
Enough.
You've seen
Bastard
the light shining off the top of my head.
Well done, mate. You showed your head. Anyway, go
Right, don't you lean forward.
No, it gets chilly in my loft. So.
Next question.
Question 5. Who was the Dutch centre midfielder we signed in January 2020-2021?
Gian Fleming.
No.
Who says
the Dutch centre midfielder we signed in 2020, 2021 in January.
Oh,
Midfielder.
it's not Keeftenbeld, was it?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, Mikael Keeftenbeld.
Yeah. I thought for some reason he was the September window, but there you go, Keeftenbeld.
In January 2021, we recalled a young academy player from St Johnstone. Who was it?
Du.
It was a 1 or 2, wasn't it? I
Gary
think it was-
Alexander's boy.
No,
Gary
it's
Alexander's son.
Danny,
isn't it?
Danny
Simon
McNamara.
Danny Mac.
Oh, Danny Mac, yeah.
I mean, if anyone's going to get that, it's going to be me, right? Danny Mac's fan club over it, but yeah. Get well soon, Danny. We miss you. Love you.
Can you name both January signings in 2017 that helped us gain promotion to a championship?
Oh, I love these sort of questions. January 2017.
Both on
Both
loan. Those.
What?
Jed Wallace.
Yeah.
And Savile, wasn't it?
Nope.
No, Savile came back to us, mate. Listen, just.
Wasn't it Sean Williams?
Nope. He's still at the club.
Juicy Jake.
What do you say?
Oh, cool.
Juicy Jake.
Yeah, we had him on loan. Oh, yeah, we signed him on loan from Reading, didn't we?
Yeah.
Question 8. One of the most ridiculous bullshit rumours in recent years. Who was the former Champions League winner that Millwall were linked with earlier in this window?
Balotelli.
That was the summer.
Oh, who
Did
did
he win Champions League? I think he did it now, yeah.
Oh, in this window? Was there another
This
one?
window. There was another one. It's complete bullshit. We were a good laugh about it.
Oh, Luis Suarez.
Luis Suarez.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it gets significantly harder. I do apologise. Question 9. Who was the former Millwall captain that left on loan to Tranmere in January 2019?
Sid
This feels like
Nelson.
a trick one.
Sid Nelson.
Sid Nelson. I'm shocked anyone got that.
Well
Fair.
done, mate. Very good. Very good. Former
Holloway,
captain.
Holloway gave him the army. Holloway gave him the
One
armband for
game.
one game, didn't he?
One
Just
game.
to
That's a
try
real
and set an
red
example. Yeah.
Absolute shambles.
Ruined it.
And whenever people moan about the state of the club now, fuck off.
Think about it. Yeah.
Um, January 2018 was a massive window for the club with a fan favourite returning. Who were the 4 players we signed in that window?
Ben Marshall.
Henry went.
In the 2018 January window, we signed 4 players.
Ben Marshall. Jason Shackle.
Yep.
Ryan Leonard.
No.
Yep.
Um,
One of them's obvious.
Paul Saville.
No. We had Morrison and Gregory up top. I'm trying to think of the team
Ben
now.
Marshall.
Obviously
Marshall.
Cahill, but that's the one before. Right?
One of them I gave you in the fucking question. There's a former fan favourite that returned.
No, you said before he came back.
No. The 4 people including
Oh, Cahill.
Cahill. So Cahill, Marshall,
Ben Marshall.
Shackle, and there was a left back.
Yeah.
Oh, left back.
If you want a clue.
Oh,
Scott
yeah,
Malone.
yeah. Legend.
No, not James Meredith. It's not Meredith. We signed.
No, it's a
him.
legend. He's a legend, isn't he?
You watched him in Mercia.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh,
Murray Wallace.
I didn't go to that game. If you're talking about the Forest one, it's Toffolo, isn't it?
Harry
Toffolo.
Toffolo.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
Toffolo.
And that's the
Very
question
good.
was. If
Very
I'm going to
good.
be honest with you, you were all absolutely shit.
Only.
So,
Oh, that's very good. I enjoyed that. Well done, Frankie. Everyone say well done,
Well done,
Frankie.
that's what I did at work today, boys.
Was that all of them?
Oh, what's some more now?
Mate, I've got people fucking.
I've got one for you. I've got one off my head now. No.
Do fuck off.
No, I'm trying to think who to go with here. Who did Millwall sign? Who we linchpins our season on? This is off the top of my head, right? So I could get this wrong.
That season on.
Yeah, we did. We signed this striker in 2006, right? We signed we signed a forward to come in and save our season. He scored one goal. He scored on his debut. I'm going to need to fact check that quickly. But I want to see if someone gets that. 2006, we signed one striker with the year we went down. And everyone's like, he's going to fucking save our season here. I'm just going to fact check it because I think it was definitely this geezer. But I want to see if everyone in the chat
Who was
gets
our
it.
manager?
It was Colin Lee at the time.
2006.
We signed one striker and we put our season on him. It was like, yeah, he's going to save us. This is going to be the one that's going to keep us up. Blah, 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 blah. Anyone?
I enjoyed that more than his stats, to be fair.
If I made a blue line, stats ain't my idea, mate. That was Mickey's idea.
I'll fact check it, and I'm correct with my facts here.
Well, don't say nothing.
There's no way I'm getting this without Googling.
We signed him for a fee, I think, as well. Oh, we've got one in the chat. Do you know what? Osgan, there you go. Fair play. Barry Powell. Anyone remember Barry Powell?
I could have been here for
2006.
Oh, Barry Powell, fucking useless, mate.
I think he scored on his debut. I'm pretty sure he scored on his debut as well. It was a 2006 season. Chris Blake's also got the Dutch strike.
What did you say? 2000 what? 2005-6 season?
2006, but he signed in the January 2006. Barry Powell. And we also had Carl Osaba that season as well, I'm pretty sure. That was bleak times. We talk about good windows. That was a bleak window.
Cool, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I remember Carlos Fangero.
It was a bleak time of year. That 2000.
Carlos Fangero.
On a serious note, I sort of said it in jest, but you do hear some of these names, and some of the when I was researching some of the bleak signings, and you do suddenly think to yourself,
"We're pathetic." That's what you think to yourself.
It's not bad now, is it? It's actually all right.
There you go, boys. Look, after 26 games and 19 goals in 2005-6, he moved to Millwall to become a more complete player. This is his Wikipedia profile. In his first game for Millwall, he scored a goal after only 2 minutes, giving Millwall a draw against Cardiff City. Thank you, everyone. Knowledge. There you go.
Who was the top goal scorer for Millwall in 2005-6 then?
Ben May.
Yeah, Ben May was class. I loved Ben May.
Ben May. Don't worry, mate.
I love Ben May.
Ben
May on Championship Manager was cheap.
And he just went nowhere really afterwards, though, did he?
Went on Ipswich, didn't
he? He was Championship Manager, mate.
Stole a toilet seat.
Allegedly. Him and Glenn Johnson, allegedly, right? That's the story, guys.
Him and Joe Dolan, mate.
Oh, Joe Dolan, right? Okay.
For Bromley now.
Is he? Loved Ben May. Clark, Championship Manager, mate. He was class, absolutely class.
Championship Manager. Remember that when we did Cherno?
Love it.
When we interviewed Cherno and Omar was his football manager.
Ben May, I think some fans label John Marquis the same way, but Ben May came through a similar way John Marquis did. Got his opportunity, scored a few goals, and then John Marquis managed to stick around though. I think he's still going in the football league. John Marquis, ain't he? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
Shrewsbury Town. Yeah, he scored against scored 2, I think, against Wickham, Wrexham.
Yeah, didn't he cry the other day though, or whatever? There was a picture of him upset one there. So.
Do you remember Josh McCoy? Do you remember Josh McCoy? We banged in like 4 against Preston.
We bought him, I think, for like $500,000 plus Scott Malone, I think.
Yeah, Josh McCoy. I thought he was going to be class. He scored 4 against Preston at home. I remember he hit a weldy from like 30 yards out. And
he didn't score the 4. He scored one of them. I think Marcus scored as well that day. I remember it. That was when
he scored a hat trick. He definitely scored a hat trick.
Yeah, and I think also because as the story goes, I think he got injured in training by like Danny Sheffield or something. I think as the story goes.
No, does it? Just him patting you on the back saying, let's have a good day today, son. Gets you injured.
It is depressing when you think clubs like Bournemouth and Brentford used to be we used to go there and get their best players for an absolute pittance because they were absolute shite.
Yeah.
That's how it is, right? With McCoy, we bought him and then we got him. Then we sent him back to Bournemouth as part of the deal for Scott Malone. Steve Lloyd has got him back to Bournemouth. They didn't get both from Bournemouth, but I think we sent back.
Yeah. I liked him. I like McCoy.
Yeah.
Didn't Marquis play against Preston, absolutely batter him? You're thinking to yourself, this is the future.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. I think it was Easter Friday. Then we played on the Monday. We beat Scum.
Yeah.
There's a name. There's a name from the past there, isn't there?
Paris Cohen.
He did. Did he even play for us? I think he played about 5 minutes, didn't he? What a pathetic signing that was.
So one to the chat then. Who's our biggest flop of a January signing in the last few years? Who's our biggest flop January signing?
In the last few years?
Well, the last 10. Let's go last 15 years. Last 20 years. Luke Freeman. That's a loan sign though, isn't it? I suppose.
It's got to be a permanent deal, isn't it? We haven't really
someone that we spent money on, high hopes for. Paris Cohen Hall is one of them, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Because a lot of them are loan signings.
Alan Campbell was a loan signing in January as well, wasn't he?
Are we only doing?
I think it's permanent. It's got to be a permanent transfer, isn't it?
It's got to be January. Who was a real kind of panic January signing that we signed on loan, or not? Sorry, signed on a permanent that was sticks in the memory.
Does it have to be a January signing?
I think so. It's fit into January.
Yeah, it's January. Yeah.
That's ruined me because I was going to say Scalak. So
yeah, Scalak.
I hated him at all.
Harris Cohen was one that sticks in the memory, to be honest.
Fucking really does, doesn't he? He really does. Because
he always spent money on
did nothing.
shit of players. Like I'm thinking like DJ Campbell and stuff like that. But was he a loan signing? I think he was. Trying to think who else is in there. George
Don't
Evans.
really spend in January. Ed Upson. No, Ed Upson did all right, though, didn't he? He was a summer as well, wasn't he? He was a summer signing.
Yeah.
Because he played his first game against Wickham. Against Plymouth, it was his first game, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know. We don't really spend money in January. That's the problem. We've always had loans. We've always been a bit of a shitbag club in January, haven't we?
Alan Campbell could be. Oh no, it's September.
He was a loan as well, wasn't he? Michael Tong, that's a good shout. Michael Tong.
Sean St. Ledger, here we go.
Sean St. Ledger, yes. Sean St. Ledger, yes.
Yeah.
Sean Derry.
When we signed Sean St. Ledger, I was sure he was going to be a good player because about 10 years prior, there was a documentary about Peterborough on Sky One or whatever it was at the time, and he was one of the featured players.
Sean St. Ledger.
In my head, I put two and two together and went, he must be an absolute geezer.
All right, who's the best then? Who's the best January signing?
Well, I think
it's a loan.
I think Frankie mentioned that season where Takale came back. Ben Marshall was unbelievable for a January sign, wasn't he?
Oh, Ben Marshall was class. Ben Marshall was great. He was great.
That one season, anyway. The season afterwards, he was fucking dog shit. But...
Didn't we sign Darius Henderson in January as well? Sure, he was a January signing, Darius Henderson.
I feel like
Harry Kane was.
Yeah, Kane was, yeah. But Henderson was class. Mate, people don't rate Henderson. I loved that Darius.
He scored 2 hat-tricks from Millwall, 3 hat-tricks, I think.
Yeah, he did. One of them was against Forest as well at home.
Yeah, one was against Leicester as well. We won 3-0.
Yeah. He went on a run.
That was good, James.
Yeah. I think he went on a run, Henderson. He scored like 15 goals in
Henderson was in June.
Was he?
Yeah. Dion Dublin. That was a good loan signing. Dion Dublin.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Ryan Mason.
Jay Simpson. I
think Jay Simpson was a summer one,
He was like here on loan forever, wasn't he? And then
we signed. I think we signed the same day. This was like our deadline day back then on the K jacket, right? We lost to Birmingham. The game after was 3 or 4-0. We signed Liam Feeney, Jay Simpson, and someone else on deadline day, and we was all fucking buzzing. We played in the white kit away at Birmingham. We got beat 3-0. I remember it. But it was like, oh yeah, but at least that Feeney kid looked good because he was quick. And we was buzzing that Jay Simpson came back. Jay Simpson was on loan to us as a winger, came back as a centre forward. Oh shit. But
I remember he hit one though from about 30 yards out at home on a night game. Just walloped one about 30 yards out. It was like, Jay Simpson's amazing.
That deadline day was like, here we go. I was like, nah. That wasn't the one.
Yeah.
Don't you think so? Football was so much better in them days when there was no social media.
Oh, it's brilliant, wasn't it?
You could have go on the internet and find out if someone was quality or shit. You just assumed they're the best player in the world.
I know. Well, the thing is that back then you'd have been looking out for according to Aldo to tweet, and then funny enough, he ended up.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Do you remember it used to be? And news at. But not before news of them. But it used to be him being, or he'd be on Hoff or Millwall line.
He was the only one doing it.
Right from Vital Millwall.
So but just think now, if he was here, mate, we'd probably get fucking half a dozen Journey players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Ricardo Fuller would probably find out what he's doing and fucking.
Jason Price is still playing football. Someone said, and he's 47 now, so I'm sure.
Jason Price.
Why he retired like a year ago?
Darren Huckleby, what a.
Huckabee, he played for us.
Player who wasn't a player for us. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if only. And allegedly, even now, I mean, they talk about him on the A to Z, the old Soccer AM podcast.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on there lives near him, and they reckon he is still as fit as a fiddle now, mate. Do you know what I mean? This
Kevin, what's his name? Kevin Davis as well. Kevin Davis was a fucking. He went on to bigger things, didn't he? We had him as a kid.
But what about Lottery Larry doing the lottery? I never saw the lottery actually happen, but in Larry we used to do
Jay Simpson, by the way, was an August signing, summer.
It's hard to tell because we never actually gone and done anything like this ever in January, have we? We normally backfill with the odd loan that we need, don't we? In January, that's where it's been because we've primarily been like for most of them years we was a League One football club.
Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? Looking through going on Millwall history and looking back through the loan, like the windows for the years in January and all that, we've had quite a few. I think Will's just popped in, by the way. I think we've had like a load of players for minimal spend as such, like minimal money. But I don't think we've ever really had the sort of season what we've had this window, because we've really got some class players, haven't we?
Yeah, boys.
Well,
If you
makes
do
sense.
it, I might drop out anyway, because I might come back on in a bit. Well, maybe see how we go. Yeah. But,
Okay, mate.
Nice one. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks. The wankers going and the professionals here. Hello. we bring Will in. Will, come on in, fella. Tell us exclusively who is here, who is going, and whether or not we might as well all go to bed now.
I think we might have to stay up a bit longer, unfortunately. It's going to be one of those that drags on until 11 p.m. It's always hard doing deals on transfer deadline day. I mean, there's always at least a few deals that fall through. The famous one to me I remember is De Gea not going to Real Madrid because the fax machines weren't working or something like that. Yeah. It's very complicated.
Who is it who went to QPR for Harry Redknapp, but actually you weren't?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Incredible. What a legend.
Well, Will, I'm not being funny. You got a really good poker face, mate. You got a big smile on, and you got a shirt on tonight. So something must be going down, mate. Your poker face is a bit of a tell.
We talk about it. He's delighted to be here.
It's been in court, mate. That's what it was. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I was in the office today, so I like to look a bit nicer when I go out and around my colleagues. No, I don't have anything substantial, unfortunately. Just that, it's these things again. Be prepared in case it does fall through at the last minute. These are really complicated deals. Nothing's confirmed yet. They have agreed a deal. I think Rangers are trying to cash in on the player while they can because it doesn't look like he's signing a new deal. But who knows at this stage?
So your first January window, obviously you did the summer where we did a little bit, but your first January window, and I mean your honest thoughts on this window so far. I mean, potentially we've got some really good people in.
I'm sure I'll be echoing what you guys have said earlier, but it's been I
haven't said anything. I've only just come on.
Sorry.
I've only just come on. I've not said anything. So yeah.
It's been pretty remarkable what the club have managed to do. Like, I'm a big believer in the whole, diversify your assets, spread your egg, don't put your eggs in one basket, and they've really done that. It seems like a lot of pretty good bargains, a lot of guys who are highly rated, maybe earlier in their career, by big clubs. And they brought them in. I mean, that's 6. I can't remember the last time. I had actually a little look earlier. Going back, it's been a very long time since Millwall have brought 6 players in a January transfer window. I mean, it's usually like loans or short-term deals that they bring in just for depth. But these are long-term assets they're keeping around for a while. And yeah, I mean, some of them, I've heard some. I've spoken to a few journalists in Brighton about Triple B. He hasn't quite kicked on because of injuries, but very promising player. There's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, I think the big thing on fans' lips at the moment, Will, is from obviously not from your knowledge, but from your own opinion. Do you think that Mill will end the night with a new shiny right back, potentially on loan or on a permanent?
No,
I believe Millwall are doing their best. I don't know anything concrete, but there is the potential for more deals to be done after Lovelace. If Lovelace gets done, even if he doesn't get done, there is the potential for them to be. They're not. The Lovelace isn't the end of it, from what I understand. So, I think they really need to get one in because again, they only really have one fit full-time fullback, and I feel a bit bad for Tristan Kramer coming in and being immediately put on the right.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think to leave the window without one would be there'd be issues down the line. Joe Bryan, he's been played great past 3 games, but he'll get tired eventually, and I guess you wouldn't want to necessarily have to rely on Wes Harding, who hasn't played a league minute this season.
I think Wes Harding will be all right. I think he'll help us out, mate. I think he's probably waiting for that opportunity, mate, because he don't want to go back to fucking up north. So if he gets the opportunity, what's that?
My biggest concern is fitness.
Yeah, it's just he's not match fit. So, under 21s game is fine, but it's not the same as playing in the league. So, that'd be a concern.
Matt says, by the way, Will, you should have been outside Claremont Road just for the novelty. Daily Mills says the Spackman summer. Yeah, there was quite a few then that summer, weren't there? Quite a few brought in there. Simon Oakley says all these midfielders we've brought got to be time to try 3-5-2. There's plenty of good attacking midfielders brought in. Surprised Scallon wasn't sent back to Liverpool. Maybe a summer capture. I don't think we'll probably buy him. I don't think Liverpool will sell him. But to be fair, I think there's a loan deal there, so I don't think we can send him back yet until it's all over. So yeah, pretty fucked. At Billing, when Ryan Smith signed for us the following week, I went over Hackman in Marshes, and he was putting the other team's kit on to play. Bizarre experience. Okay. Wes Harding is woeful.
I don't think he is, to be honest. But...
No, I don't think he is either. I believe Harding is one appearance away from activating a contract extension clause, hence why no manager has played him recently. Club want him gone at the end of the season.
Well, just out of curiosity, mate, obviously, well, you have a bit of the luxury of speaking to people that we don't have the luxury of speaking to. When you're having this conversation with people at the Den, whether it be in interviews or whatever, is there a particular player that was signed in January where you get the vibe that they're really excited about? Obviously,
So,
the obvious stuff is Negley, isn't it? But
yeah, I actually bumped into Negley. He was sitting near the press room before he got introduced to the Den the other day. He seemed nervous. I mean, club record fee. I mean, for he's younger than me. I mean, I can't imagine if someone spent $4 million for my services. No, another newspaper or something like that, I'd be sort of shitting bricks, really. But
do you reckon it's as much as that, though? Do you reckon is $4 million?
I've seen Dutch papers suggest it was 3-4 million. That's what they have up in transfer market. I've had nothing confirmed to me, but I would be shocked.
Didn't he have a release clause of €3.5 million?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's a rumor. I wouldn't honestly. Yeah. I couldn't see Millwall paying more than maybe 2.5, 3 at an absolute push, maybe with add-ons. I don't know. I just can't see Millwall paying I definitely can't see him paying $4 million.
Yeah,
not someone who's unproven.
Wow, he's proven that he's played in the Eredivisie. You know, he's only started 2 seasons, but this is a top league.
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to 2 Dutch experts this week, and they turned around and said they're good leagues for Holland, but they're completely different to English leagues.
Yeah,
because Dutch teams are very technical, English teams are very physical, and it's whether or not he can tie in the both. So if he can tie in the both, then great. But when he suddenly gets the first shoulder budge off the ball when he's just about to take a shot, we'll soon see whether or not.
Dutch players technically normally do very well in English football, though. Historically.
Jay, on that point, mate, if you look at the Championship now, there are quite a few players that come from the Eredivisie into the Championship, whether it be Malian, Stoke, Joe Peru, Fleming, the right back Van Ewig, whatever he's called, Coventry,
and Ewing and Drigstell.
They're all doing exceptional jobs.
Dutch players do well in England, I think.
Do we maybe over-egg that?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. On the point you made, there was an interview he did with AlgeriaFC.com. This is about, I want to say 2022, 23. So it's been a while now. But he said one of the things he needs to improve is his strength in duels. And you can tell, he's a professional athlete. He's not skinny or anything, but he's not. You'd look at someone like Aaron Connolly, and you can tell they're built. You can tell from a young age. I mean, Connolly's played a lot of other Gaelic sports, so he was built from a young age. Whereas Negley wasn't like that. So we'd have to see. I mean, he hasn't played a minute for Millwall yet. It's hard to make assumptions. They've said he's someone who's going to come in and, he's in first team contention already. Someone like Triple B and Matthews are probably going to be a bit more, give him a bit of time first. So, we'll see. But he did mention that.
So do you think he's the one internally in the club that they're really excited about? Or do you think there's anyone else that they're sort of pinning their hopes on for this season?
I think it's hard to pinpoint one player who they're super excited about. I mean, obviously Negley is the club record fee. This is the guy they've gone and splashed the cash on. But it's also important. We haven't heard Neil speak yet really about the whole transfer window as a whole. You know, I asked him about Triple B on Saturday. He couldn't speak about it yet because the deal hadn't been confirmed. You know, it was very much like, let's wait and see. Let's see what happens when the window's done. But yeah, I'd imagine. I think Matthews was a big coup. Given, I mean, I don't know how much the interest from the Premier League clubs was drummed up by his agent last summer, but you know, he was clearly one just from with the youth internationals as well. I think
Fabrizio Morano was touting him as a massive European talent. A lot of European clubs are after him, according to Fab. So if he talks, it's normally.
Yeah, the one thing I worry about Fab is sometimes you can say, I don't know if you ever saw his obsession with Jonathan David.
You know, he doesn't spell Millwall right for a start, and he gets hundreds of thousands of people telling him, and he still does it wrong. So, yeah, you could look at it like that.
Yeah, I feel like he has the tendency to sort of put out verbatim what agents tell him to put out, and I mean, yeah, there obviously was interest. I think Newcastle were actually interested in him. So yeah, I think it was a big coup to get Matthews. Now I wonder if there's going to be any. I saw a lot of Borough fans complaining about maybe a bit of a circus. I'm not sure about that, but there was some complaints about, you know, I don't know if that was sort of bitter that he was leaving or whatever, but I don't think they're very happy. Again, Triple B is another one who I think was really talented, just got derailed by injuries. I mean, Kundal as well, even like the clubs who were after him, decent championship sides, and you know, he looked class that first game.
Do you think any of them go out on loan? Will
I haven't
not so much now, but I mean, like in the summer, do you think that the squad gets trimmed? Obviously, it has to get trimmed. Do you think that maybe one, like maybe BBB, maybe goes out on loan? Kelly, Massey, well, the comments just come up. Them type of players, can you see them as a summer to trim the squad?
I reckon
any of the new signings, especially.
I reckon Neil is going to want to evaluate everyone before he makes a decision on that. The one thing I will say on Massey specifically. You know, it's his first. He told me, I did an interview with him a couple of weeks ago. He told me before the season he actually hadn't played under 21s football before he made his debut in the Carabao Cup. It was just straight from under 18s to professional football. So the guy has a lot to grow in training. So I'd be surprised if they're looking to send him out just yet, just because he needs a bit of time with Neil just to perfect and like refine his game a bit. But yeah, I haven't heard anything on any outgoings. I'd imagine, you know, over the summer there's a lot of people out of contract. I don't think Kelly would go out alone either. I wonder if he's another one Neil wants to have a work with on the training ground. A lot of these guys are in and around first team training. I wonder if it's going to be a bit like Chelsea where at the start of whatever season was where they filled out the gym. But yeah, it's better to have a bigger squad than what Millwall had the past couple of weeks, where there are, you know, 17-year-olds on the bench because they had no one else.
Absolutely.
No, I agree with you. I think it's not, even if we can do a bit of rotation now. At least now it's rather than worrying about who we're doing, who we've got to play in positions. We've now obviously got excess, so yeah. I don't know. I think it's a good place to be in for a change, rather than, you know, sort of not be. But Ben de Beaver, I don't think Kundal's the number 10, mate. I think the Dutch boy is.
I was surprised when the club described him as a winger initially, because a lot of what I saw, what he was doing, again, the interview I referenced, again, it's about 2 years old. He said he felt first and foremost, he thought he was an attacking midfielder and then a winger. I will say Kundal did look fantastic in that number 10 role, just connecting the play. So I would, you know, I'd be surprised if they were desperate to move off him. But as someone who can rotate Denor and gives them a break. So yeah, we'll see. It gives Neil a lot of options. I think it'll be a good test to see him identify his best starting 11 and sort of settle on it, see if he sort of chops and changes a lot, or, you know, I think it'll be very revealing about his management skills.
I personally think there's a couple of first teams that you won't see now, that experienced boys that you just don't see get game time. I think, personally, the thing that I'm most happy with this window is I just think we've made our summer so much easier. It's now, it shouldn't be a 10-player change. It should be 4, 5, 6. You know, you could really go after some difference makers rather than having to get just masses of bodies in. So I think that's the most encouraging thing for me personally with this window. Joe, I think
And also the fact that we've probably kept hold of Tango.
I
Hopefully.
think there's and I think we will. But I mean, Will, tell us what you think. But we spoke earlier on in the show, and I believe that it's been a clear strategy from Gallen and the board that we are pretty good defensively. A lot of people really crying out for defenders, but we're really good defensively. Our problem this season has been we don't create, we don't get enough in and around the box, we don't score enough goals. They've addressed that. Gallen's addressed that in abundance. It almost appears to me that was obviously the priority. They have said that publicly. This isn't me thinking. That's the priority, to address that this window. Then in the summer, we've got a lot of people out of contract, and we start looking at the central midfield and the defence in the summer and treat it as two separate categories rather than throwing caution to the wind and going, we'll get him. We're addressing specific needs at a specific time to make it a more controlled transition into this new style of play, which is, let's be honest, the new Millwall. This is the new Millwall way. It's young, fast, hungry, and fearless. And it seems like we're transitioning into that by addressing the top end of the pitch, and then in the summer we'll address the back end of the pitch.
Yeah, they have a lot of stability at the back, but the concern is, right, if if it happens again with Cooper or Tanganga, that there isn't Hutch you can't necessarily rely on to play a huge amount of games, I think, at this stage of his career. So I think there is a bit of concern, but I think that's why Crammer was brought, and obviously, again, on his debut, it all went a bit tits up at the right back position. But I think you're fundamentally right. The issue with Millwall was, they lacked. I think for me, it was always execution was the issue. They didn't quite have the player who could play that final pass consistently. Yeah. And I think a lot of it was, I think Neil Harris, before he left as well, mentioned this a lot, was just a lack of killer instinct, a lack of the instinct when in the box. You'd see balls come in the 6-yard box and go out the other end. That shouldn't really be happening as much as it did. So I think it was a concerted effort. And I think that part of it as well is get Neil some of his own players as well to work with, and he'll have time with them. It's not like in the summer where they'll be coming in drips and drabs. And it'll be over the course of, he'll have them for the start of pre-season. He can work with them, sort of get his tactical ideas across. And then next season, they'll be able to hit the ground running, and they'll sort of have a head start on it.
No, absolutely.
I've got two things quickly. One, Chelsea just gone 2-1 up, so that's fantastic news. And I guess the second question is more for Mickey and Jay, but obviously we'll feel free to chip in, and boys get in the comments as well. But the nature of Gallen's job, he works 12 months a year, but we judge him largely on 2. Now we are where we are in terms of 9:30 in January. How do you think Gallen's performing? Because we've also been quite positive about Gallen generally, but I think he's been absolutely fantastic and really reaffirmed the club's faith in this direction. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I think he's doing what he's being paid and asked to do, and he's doing it at the best of his ability. He's been backed by JB. He's backing the manager. The manager's in tune with it. Everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet, and we couldn't ask for a better situation at the moment. Alex Neil's pressers are upbeat. They're exactly what you want to hear from someone who's in a new job, who you want to know if they're going to get on with the ball. You want to know if they really like it here. He still said he's living out of a suitcase, but he's enjoying every moment of the job because he's in tune. He understands what the club want to do. He's buying into that, and he's ultimately the right guy to do that from his track record of bringing youth development and ultimately being a successful manager at this level. I think it's a match made in heaven. And Gallen's doing a brilliant job. And there is people out there that don't like Gallen. They don't like Gallen for various reasons. They will have ulterior motives at the end of this transfer window if they still don't like him, because he's doing a job that he's been paid to do. He hasn't got any malice towards a particular individual or to anyone. He's been asked to do a job. He's been paid to do a job, and he's doing it. And in my opinion, he's delivered the best transfer window this club's ever seen. He's put us in a position to set us up for the future. We've now got some of the biggest finances we've brought in through transfers and player sales that we've ever seen. And we're starting to transition into that new model, that modern model. The old Millwall way is gone of, we need to know where we are with Millwall. Let's not get above ourselves, mid-table be great. Alex Neil said it. We don't fear no one. Why should we anymore? This is a new Millwall way, and Gallon's really nicely took us into the new year with that. And in all fairness, deserves all the praise. He deserves all the praise because he's done a really good job so far. Really good job. Credit to the scouting team as well, because there's some gems that we've pulled in, and it's nice to have someone with actual football contacts in that role.
I also think it's great to have. That's me, by the way. Don't bring me in. I also think it's great to actually have the scouts over in Holland finding great players. I mean, the Dutch guys I've spoken to really rating the benefit of having. I've just found someone posted it yesterday, and I'm going to take it as what you call it. But I have got a journo, not Will. But I have found the press conference from the weekend, which I might play in a moment or so. So yeah, we'll see on that one in a minute. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Let's get through on there. So you don't think it's over yet, Will? You think that there's some incomings or mainly maybe outgoings, but not Tango?
I don't believe Tanganga's going. I felt the impression I always got was that the first choice was Jimmy Dunn. Maybe there was a bit of mind games, but no, I don't think. I'd be very surprised.
Is the price accurate, Will? Is the £12 million asking price from Millwall, was that accurate to your understanding?
I do not know a specific asking price. You know, it's very hard to get these things confirmed by the club. I just quickly saw a comment about Thierry Small. Can confirm they've not made an approach for him. So that's not the case. So
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, to what Mickey said then, do you see any incomings or outgoings now? Or are you going to keep us here till 11 o'clock?
I believe there will be. I believe Millwall are trying. 1 sec.
And not including Lovelace.
I believe they're trying.
If you need to shoot off, we'll just shoot off and then come back in.
Give me. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Oh, no worries, fella.
I'll see you in the green room.
No worries.
Based off that, I've assumed something's happening. He's got my hopes right up. And he's probably just
typing
renewing
away,
his Sky subscription or something. Do you know what I mean? Nothing exciting.
No, that's it.
I
have got.
What have you got?
I've got last weekend's press conference.
What, the BBC one?
No, I've got the proper one.
You want to play
it? It's about 7 minutes. Have people seen it or not? In the comments, do you want to see it?
You got 10, 15 seconds to get your yeses in.
Yes, no. Will is being watched by the media team. Yeah, it's always. I think it's always. I've seen it. Yeah, a lot of people have. I always think it's brave when you get journalists on.
Fair play to him.
On a live. I think pre-record it's not too bad, but it's always there because obviously journos always know bits and pieces and whatnot, and it's hard when you do a live. I mean, sometimes when we do a live, sometimes it's hard that you suddenly you say something, you think, oh.
The thing is, as well, he's got
change tack. So yeah,
he knows what we're here for. He knows what we're asking him. He's going to be bombarded by all the chat and us going, "What's happening, Will? What's happening?" So and he fair play to him. He's very calm and relaxed and keeps his cool. He doesn't do himself an injustice. He doesn't sell himself. He's very, very good. He's respected. We certainly respect him here. And we thank him for coming on when he does to take time out of a busy evening to talk with us. But what do you think then, Mick? Gun to your head. Anyone coming in? I suppose if we end the day without Tango going, and I think it's been a pretty good window overall, no?
I think it's been a fantastic window. I think it's probably one of the better ones we've ever had. And also I think that the bit what's got me with it, right, is that JB, his family, everyone else has invested bundles, and I've said it before, well over £150 million, right, into this club. with no return, right? And if you listen to everybody who's been cunting Gallon, cunting the family, cunting everyone off, the last 6-8 months or so, right? That you would have expected potentially that he would have took the money from the sales and gone, thank you very much, I'll have some of that. But it's literally just gone fucking full steam ahead. He's literally just gone, you know what? Yeah, this is good. I want to go here now. And all of a sudden, it's like done. And we were talking about this. I can't think I might have been with Will earlier, but I was talking to him earlier, and I was saying to him, to me, it's as if what we're doing is we're going, right, here's the team. This is the ones we're going to play currently. And then these are the ones that are going to come in and take over from these ones when they go. And then we're now looking at the ones what will take over from those ones. So we're pretty much looking at, realistically, we're looking at, 3 generations of players potentially, and then just constantly just keep filling and keep filling and keep filling.
Yeah. I'd like to say, I think we've addressed the needs of the forward areas, and we'll look to address the back line in the summer, because the back line hasn't been a problem. It's been a problem with the odd injury, but in terms of being in efficiency, it hasn't been a problem at all. I still would like us to bring in a right back, and then Crammer is your proper cover for both positions. And
you need a right back or a left back?
Right back.
Right.
We need a right back. I mean, in hindsight, we need 2. Let's be honest. Joe Bryan can't play forever. Joe Bryan is literally like he must be running on fumes, the geezer. And it's quite interesting that he's probably needs a break, but he's probably playing the best Millwall football of his career, which is quite ironic and quite funny when you look at it like that. But we have got players that can fill in at right back. Casper De Norway can fill in there, Billy Mitchell, Crammer, at a very, very big emergency. We haven't got the same for left back. We can't do that at left back.
Stanley's off now, isn't it?
Exactly. So, and you can't do the same at left back.
Nino is fit though, isn't he? He's just not match fit, but he's not injured anymore.
Who?
Nino, Adam Malachi, whatever he's called.
Yeah, he's not match fit. Should we just be polite and say that he's not match fit?
Yeah.
I'm being extremely polite.
I think he's I think he does his training at a local food outlet or something. But yeah, it's I honestly think left back is a major need because we have got options at right back. We just don't have them at left back. If Joe Bryan goes down, we are screwed.
Yeah, no, I get that. Let me just
Murray Wallace, isn't it?
Yeah, let me just address something here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and he's
I think, look, if Lovelace comes back, I think we take him back and we just let him move on, because you got to understand that the kid was 15.
Exactly.
Right? The kid was 15, and kids at 15, you don't know if they're going to make it or not. And he had an opportunity to go play for one of the biggest clubs in the world to a degree, and no Millwall fan's going to fault you for playing for Rangers. If it was Celtic, maybe, but Rangers, no one's going to fault you for it, right? And he went for his dream, and unfortunately, last 3 years he got an injury, and the last 3 years he's pretty much been fighting his injury, and he's starting to come back. He did get a lump of money, but the lad's probably homesick. The lad probably don't really want to be stuck up in Scotland. I know I wouldn't.
I said it at the top of the show, Mick. I think it takes a big man to admit, not one, that you've made a mistake, but two, to want to go back to where you started to right the wrongs. That takes massive maturity.
Do you remember
and he can see it's a pathway here now.
People reckon that he was better. At the time, people thought he was better than Essay, didn't they? People said
he was class. He had a massive, his future. Hindsight, if he was 15 in this setup with his talent at then.
He got in the first team as well, 15, didn't he? He played in the first year, 15. Played in the FA Cup, didn't he? Yeah, he did, didn't he?
It's
Coventry away, didn't he? When everyone had COVID.
Yeah, fair play to him for admitting he's made a mistake and wants to come back. And let's have him back. It's an asset. It's a talented guy.
To my point earlier, he'll be a better player and a better gazer for that experience of having made a mistake, learned for it, lived it. You're getting a more well-rounded.
Listen, we said this earlier, right? If he would have stayed here, right, and he turned down Rangers, right, what would have happened? Man City would have come in like they normally do. They would have paid the £1 million tribunal fee, and he would have been playing for Southampton next year. That's what's happened under the last 10 years of this regime. That's what have happened to him. He'd have been no different. Now it's different. Now there's pathway to not only retain the youth players, but they can help us in the short term as well as the long term. We didn't have that before. And he was victim of that. And his advisors saw that there was nothing here. It's our fault as much as we blame him for his decisions. It's our fault for not giving them a succession plan to succeed at this football club and giving them a pathway to move on as well, as much as it is.
No, that's it. I mean, Baz, you say, yeah, fuck off, Jay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's always me. Blame me earlier for a retweet and all. 9:45 at night when I've got to be out by 4 o'clock.
Baz Lee says, how do we know how talented he really is? Well, he was on the bench against Man United the other day for Rangers, so he's obviously not doing too bad in the European games. So
they're not happy about losing him and all. They really like him.
No, I agree with Andrew Roberts. I think he will come back a more humble lad.
Yeah,
not necessarily a bad thing. No, I think living in Scotland for 3 years is enough to make anyone humble.
Yeah, there is. Yes, that's it, isn't it? He's probably not a fan of haggis. He probably prefers pie and mash.
There's a couple of comments about his
Lovelace or Langstaff, both I would keep. And happy birthday to Langstaff. It's his birthday today. Can you believe we got nearly 2,000 people on this stream? So
yeah, excellent, mate.
Just there's a couple of points in here about his injury records, and I think that is the one thing about Lovelace. Sorry, it does concern me a little.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, then the ACL injury is a major thing to come back from. He won't be the first player to do it, but he's gonna. Normally,
not more physical in England.
Normally, we get players that aren't injury prone and make them injury prone. This time, we need to do the opposite, and we have to work hard on that.
Yeah.
I mean, Rangers, as Stephen Jeffrey says, Rangers wanted to sign him a new contract.
Yeah,
so obviously they rate him. And I do love that. According to Daily Express, Millwall said if you want Tanga to Sheffield United, it's £12 million, and they've melted.
The thing is as well, right? What you need to look at is the new model. Is he? Do you think he's going to be one of the revolving doors that we bring him in on a low fee because he's out of contract? And we give him a little bit of a platform, and then we flip him for a profit. I don't think he's going to be one of the long terms.
No, I don't.
We've seen an opportunity to flip him.
Same as the Dutch lad. I think the Dutch lad would be a year, maybe two. But to be fair, that's what Holland. This is what there's a show up where I was speaking to the Dutch guy from Football or Orange or whatever it's called, and I've got another guy who I spoke to who's who done a video for us about him, what will be going up, and they're very similar, but. They said in Holland what they're doing at the moment is they're going over to Norway leagues and buying players for £200,000, £300,000, £500,000, getting a player, and then literally moving them, literally keeping them there for a little bit, and then selling them into Europe.
Mate,
and
the amount of Scandinavians in the Premier League is mental. Mental. You look at Odegaard, Haaland, Isaac,
Brian King. What the fuck? Bobby's just sent me a picture. Right.
Of his penis, probably. No, Bobby.
No. With Alex Neil.
What now? Where is he coming outside his house or something? Waiting for him to put. He's putting the bins out in the morning.
No idea where he's, mate.
Where's me right back, Alex? Stop putting your coffee grains in your bin. Where's me right back?
No, he's sitting at a station.
What's he doing at a station? Bobby, you concern me, mate. Some of your actions, mate, they're like reportable, I reckon. To the local authorities.
Boys, I asked Will this question earlier. I'm going to ask you two now. If you could pick one signing that you're really excited by, give me a name, mate. What's the one that you're particularly encouraged by?
Luke Hundle. I absolutely really love the kid. I mean, you all know that my admiration for Kramer and how I've dealt with him with a fantasy show, but Luke Hundle is something completely different. Completely different. By the way, Bromley have just announced 10 p.m. they're going to announce something. Might have something to do with us, you never know. Luke Hundle, I think that we saw what we really lacked. Yeah, just saying that. We really lack someone who can play within the play. Now, what I mean by that, someone who can just play within himself in them short pockets that can dictate the play, the link up, see the vision, see the field. That them number 10s that have that peripheral 2020 vision, you know, he's got that. I don't necessarily believe the other signings have that, or they might not have that. But what I'm saying is that Cundall's played a lot of games for a 22-year-old in the Championship. That's what separates him from the other signings. And he's still 22. He's got experience for a youngster. You don't have to play 30 games and be 30 years old and play 150 games to be experienced anymore in that day and age. You don't. Cundall brings youth, experience, quality in position and need. He's my favourite signing so far.
He's the boy. I just put a tweet online.
Yeah, what you been up to then, Will? Talk to us, mate.
So I found out that Zack Lovelace's transfer to Mill has been confirmed. He's going to be the signing of the window, and he's they got it all done before 11 p.m. So all sorted.
That's Millwall's last.
Can't hear you, Mick.
Is that Millwall's last incoming of this window? Did you say?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
We will have to see.
And
do you
someone's
know?
put in there. Someone's put in the chat there. Langstaff going to Bromley. It seems.
Bromley have put a tweet out saying that they're going to announce something in the next 9 minutes. Maybe that's people speculating.
Couldn't it, in their defense?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's probably speculation. Norton Cuffy put a picture of a blue heart up earlier, and they're saying he's coming back to the club. So I get where the speculation comes from.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Langstaff per se. It would be a surprise to me if it's him, especially given Coburn's still injured. You know, Matthews is still 18. I'd be very surprised if he went out on loan. But it could be. You know, I don't know anything for certain either way. Just I haven't heard anything that'd indicate he's gone.
So are we to stay up for another hour, Will? Is that what you said? Do you reckon another incoming? We're not asking for your. We're just asking for your opinion.
I think it would be worth it. I don't have anything guaranteed either way. You know, deadline days are tricky. I'm sure they're trying.
They never used to be at Millwall. They used to be right 9 o'clock in the morning. We've got Ricardo Fuller on loan, buzzing, happy days. Everyone go about your business.
See you later.
That's your lot. See you later. If you don't like it, fuck off. But you know, it's the best transfer window we've had. Neil said it. Exciting times, isn't it? You know,
no Ollie Burke. You know,
no Ollie Burke. Yeah, he's got my loans somewhere, and he ain't got no danger of that happening. I just don't want to get me crucifix out or anything. No, it is good. The fact that we're still having these conversations on deadline day at this time of night, and we've already made 7 signings is fantastic. What's your take? I mean, we lost you just before we started talking about it. Obviously, you wasn't here for the previous regime. We was very much had a manager in charge who dealt with things, and we had a board. Now we've gone this director of football, head coach route in a new model of let's become a self-sufficient football club through player sales and make ourselves better in the short term to then make us better in the long term. What do you think about that model? How do you think it's working out? And what do you think of Gallen?
I think there's a reason why most, especially the smartest clubs in the world, have adopted it, right? You're just asking too much of a manager at that stage to not only, you know, organize recruitment as well as day-to-day coaching. I think it's probably too much. It's important to say that Neil still does get a say in what players come in through the door. It's not, you know, it's not arbitrary. He's part of a wider group. But yeah, I think it's
has that always been the case? Sorry, have managers always had the ability to have a say in transfers?
I'd imagine it depends, but I'd imagine at least at the very minimum at most clubs they have an input. I'd be surprised. You know, maybe at a place like Brighton they detach it completely, or a place like with someone like Tony Bloom in charge. I'd imagine maybe there's a bit more detachment. I think that's why De Zerbi left. But I think it's a good model. I think it's good to have someone focusing on transfers 24/7. And it's yielded some really positive results. I've got to dip now and see if I can find anything out about this last hour of the transfer window, but I will be back hopefully with more to tell you guys soon.
Oh, you keep me out. I've got to get the coffee out now, Will. You're doing it to me. Thank you, Will.
Yeah,
no
see you in a bit, guys.
See you later, Will.
Well then, chaps.
Oh, Bobby,
I'm more looking forward to to the Bromley news now. What's that?
Bromley's
5 minutes
like,
away.
I can ask Alex now. He's on my carriage, and I can confirm that he is sitting. I don't know if he's sitting next to him, but he did send me a picture of him sitting next to Alex.
Bobby, you ain't our new right back, are you? This ain't a joke. And Alex Neil's taking you there then for your photo shoot, and you're going to get announced at 11 o'clock at night, are you? In your Harrods gear.
I do like that. Look, definitely another sign in that smile from Will.
Yeah, I love that. Will's a classy chap. He's a credit to himself, actually, how he handles doing this type of thing with the job that he does and not giving anything away and keeping it professional. Yeah, fair play to him. He deserves. If you ain't following him, go and follow him.
I thought a lot of Will until he said we weren't signing the kid from Tottenham, and he ruined my day. So
yeah, but like I said, I think that guy we was interested in before Kundal. We was interested in Kundal. Then we went to that guy because we called off on Kundal, so I was led to believe, and then went, no, actually, we'll just go back and get Kundal. So I'm pretty glad at. So we didn't finish up, Frank, and Mickey. I said that Kundal, and guys, get in the chat. A few of you did. Who's your favourite signing so far? I said Kundal because of the experience, youth, and what we need.
Lad.
You're going to Dutch lad straight off the bat.
Oh, mate, his goals just look something else. I just think his goals are going to be mental. I think if the technicality he has and the fact he likes to score goals outside the area and all around it, and he can curl a ball in, mate, free kicks, everything else, mate. I just think we've got something exciting there. LeBlanc Lion turns around and says, getting Will to choose this podcast is a scoop.
Yeah. You, Frankie?
We always get all the best
mate?
people, mate, for the best podcast, mate. And we've just gone over 2,000
yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. 2,000. Please drop a like. It doesn't do anything, but it helps us.
I mean, to answer the question, Joe, straight off the bat, isn't it a privilege that we've got actually people to choose from? There's not just one person. So,
yeah,
I'm going to go for a different answer, just because. I mean, just to give everyone a little bit of representation, I guess. But I think Kramer so far has been an absolute revelation, and potentially, I think there is a world where if he went in the door, we could have comfortably lost to QPR, Luton, and Pompey.
Yeah,
I think
agreed.
It's ridiculously good. And the reality is, if we're going to be completely honest, I really can't see Jaff being here next year, and having that situation buttoned up, ready to go for next season is just insanely intelligent from the club of such good forethought and to be ahead of the game. So no, I really like the Kramer signing.
Yeah, a lot of people agreeing with you. Look, Kramer much better going forward than Leonard. Let's touch on that because Ryan Leonard's been an amazing player for us. He's been good. He's a converted attacking midfielder to a centre midfielder down to a right back, and he's been a brilliant servant. Do we overhype Lenny? The fact that Kramer's come in and just done a good enough job.
No.
Do we overhype Lenny?
No.
I personally don't think we do. But yeah, your thoughts on that? Just was an interesting topic that someone else has been able to deliver the same sort of production in that position.
I think it's definitely interesting. I think this year what we've seen from Leonard, if I'm going to be completely honest, I think is starting to look like a 34-year-old, whatever he is.
Yes,
and
I agree with that.
His legs are struggling, but his 1-on-1 defending in this league is still absolutely class. And there's not a right back in this league I'd still rather have over Lenny in terms of 1-on-1 defending. What you're seeing is Kramer on the ball is just a level above, but you can make a good case for, is he better on the ball than Jaff? Jaff's a better all-round player, undoubtedly. Probably best centre back in the league. Is Kramer better on the ball than he is?
Yes, 100%.
Like
100%. Just purely because of the position he's able to play. Jaff is a right back. I mean, let's start. Jaff was a right back at Tottenham. You look at his clips at Tottenham, especially that famous game he played against Manchester City, where he got man of the match and he absolutely bottled Sterling. He was a right back. He come into Millwall. We played right back under Edwards, and in the free, and you know he can play there. He's a fantastic centre half, like you said, probably the best in the division. But Kramer as a footballer, he's a better footballer. He's better on the ball. He's a CDM, very deep CDM / centre back. I keep saying John Stones because that's what he's like. He's very much like a Rio Ferdinand type, John Stones type. Not as good. I'm just using it as a style of play comparison.
Yeah.
But it gives you that option that in that free, and that's why if Neil does revert to the free like he does like to play, you'd have to play Crammer as the central point of that free because he's tall, he's young. He will be focal point for defensive situations from crosses, but also he can get you up the field. Cooper is a left-sided centre half. Jaffe's a right back playing centre back. The three of them together could be a recipe for the best trio at the back in the division, just because of their attributes and the positions that they play. I think it would be so disappointing if we don't at least once see them three together in a back five or in a 3-5-2. I think it'd be amazing. I think Crammer's going to be one of the best signings we make in a very, very long time outside of Japhet Tanganga.
On that point as well about him carrying the
sorry.
ball out. Sorry, I was going to finish the point, mate. And I think this is probably the end of this conversation about Crammer. Against QPR, how many times did we see Jaff or Cooper step into midfield or into the final third to create overloads and to just create a press? That's what Crammer were doing in abundance. And I think
Jaff at one point was on the edge of the box.
You probably saw a little bit of what Crammer will bring once he's in that centre back position.
Yeah,
it's so exciting, isn't it? Sorry, mate.
No, it's right. Thomas O is actually Dutch-born, not Algerian. So he's Dutch born, but his family and whatnot are Algerian because he plays for the Algerian team. He plays for the under-20s. So I think if the Dutch lad hits the ground running, I'm not going to say anything born free, die free, by the way. But if he hits the ground running, I think he could be absolutely fucking dangerous. I mean, I think he could rip this league apart, mate. Because if you look at the show reel we played on Friday night show, the free kick, or it weren't a free kick, was it? It was a deflection and laid on, and mate, he just curled that like it was nothing. And if we can get him behind free kicks and he can do the same, Jesus Christ, mate. All that problems we've had with people securing kicks, people securing stuff, mate, that would be it. It would be all done, wouldn't it?
Well, do you remember when we first signed Zian and he had the confidence, so it didn't matter where it was, he'd have a pop and challenge the keeper, and gradually over time, I think that confidence and freedom was just coached out of him a little bit. If we can get this guy in with without a Rowett sort of restricting him, it could be insane.
Oh, absolutely. Can we just address this? This Norton Cuffy is because BBB, Triple B, and Norton Cuffy are pals. And that's it. That's where it all come from.
It's also because Norton Cuffy put up a blue heart on his social and people ran with it.
Yeah,
he grew up with BBB from grassroots football. So naturally he asked him his thoughts because he played it. There's nothing else to it.
As no one likes, it says hit the like button, gents. Come on. It's easy done. Let's see how many of you are in there.
Yeah. Millwall have actually just...
What?
Millwall have just posted
76 likes. Yeah, it'd probably be Lovelace, wouldn't it?
There's nothing on my Twitter.
No, it's not. It's on my... It is that they
says that touch from Joe. No.
Obviously Will's just done his news at Den article that Millwall obviously complete the
Where's
move.
Millwall gone? It's
gone. It was there.
It's gone.
They have released a post, but I can't find it. Does anyone know what the Bromley post was, guys? If you're in the chats, what was the Bromley thing about?
Online, nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. Yeah, I didn't think so, but
Marcus Heifel.
Okay, great. Fair play to him.
Maybe it's. I don't know.
I don't know what they've done there. There was 100% the post from Millwall in there, but we are in the witching hour, ladies and gents. We are into the last hour. Where deals become.
Find a tweet from Millwall. Millwall tweeted one of our own, to be fair, Stephen Jones. They replied to a tweet from Stephen saying, "Can I go to bed?" Millwall said, "I wouldn't." So that is the post.
That could be Lovelace, isn't it?
It probably would. It probably is love. But then would it be they would know it would be leaks because they would have given the go ahead to, the likes of Will and Corley and that. So if you're asking after the fact, I still wouldn't, guys. I do believe that we're going to get a defender in a right back. I do believe we will. I think that it would have been one of the big focal points of this window. Neil spoke
think
about in his
it's-
press conference, saying
I
we
just
need
think
one.
it's not easy.
It's not easy. No, I'll buy
Who would you say we get?
Don't know. I mean, no one. You know,
A
there's.
name.
Yeah, why not you? Who would you say we would get?
Don't know, but even if we don't, I'll trust them. I trust
That's not
that
my
they.
job, mate. That's Gavin's job.
Yeah, true. I'll trust them if we don't. They would obviously be content.
Really?
I don't believe that there's no one. What there's not one kid in the Premier League.
100%. Yeah, there's 100% someone out there.
To all your points earlier around, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's simple. Like there's still a degree of convincing them, getting them to move, medicals. You're talking tight time frames now, but I mean, this is a bit out
Nowadays,
there.
medicals can be done anywhere. Nowadays, they don't have to drive down up north as you used to 10 years ago and sit on the fucking treadmill and have their blood pressure taken. They can do it anywhere. Do it all over Zoom calls now with people watching, have it all videoed. So I'm not worried about timing with things like this now. There is different parameters when it becomes from abroad. It's different. It's much different work permits and things like that. And there's all that type of thing. But yeah, if the club have said that and Will's not ready to sign off yet and he's ducked in and out, then, you know, it's given me more thoughts. If I was a betting man to put money on that, we would make another signing. Then we might not be a defender. It might just be centre midfielder. You know, it might be someone else. But Alex Neil did.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to. Alex Neil did mention it in his press conference after the game that you don't want to burn Kremer out. We do need a right back, so it would make sense to get a right back, and it would literally it would just chef kiss the window if we come away with a right back. It really would.
Just a bit of an out there thought, but if we don't sign a right back, I would love for Alex Neil to give Billy Mitchell a go out there. I think
100%.
he's
Yes, Dave, we are waiting for him to come
that
back.
right back position. I think he could slip into that really easily.
Yeah, he could do. Casper
job
played
there.
there out in Belgium pretty comfortably.
I can't see Billy getting much of a game in midfield at the minute, to be completely honest. So
I would probably drop. Yeah, I would probably drop Casper if I was to be honest. If we was to play the three, if we was to play 3-5-2,
he played right back in a 3 though, didn't he?
Yeah,
So-
but that's what I'm saying. If you could play a 3-5-2 and have him at that sort of right wing back position, I'd be more comfortable with not having a right back in this window. And I think we would be pretty good at. We've got the players to do that. I think Honeyman could play there, Billy could play there, etc., etc. You could also Emarku. People don't remember Emarku actually did play that wing back role in his first pre-season. He played it really, really well, belted down the wing in his pre-season. Emarku would be someone that would play it, not necessarily defensively, but will get you up the field. I wouldn't like to see it. But that is the only issue we have with that left-hand side is that we don't really have anybody that can go out there and do it. He's certainly not going to ask Murray Wallace to go and play wing back. Let's be honest,
Or we bring in a kid.
We bring in a kid.
We were desperate and we played SA. That worked.
Yeah, Connor makes a great point. Mayer would have been a perfect example to play that left wing back position. I just think that with Mayer, he was a fringe whether he was going to go out on loan anyway. And I just think his performance at Dagenham really wasn't that good. He looked really unfit. He looked a bit lightweight, and and he looked like he struggled. And I think that was the tipping of the hat to say, right, need to get him out on loan. You could look at Kelly, perhaps. You got to start. The thing is, we're having this conversation because we need players. We need players there, so it is a concern. Yeah, of course we do. Absolutely, we do.
Yeah,
we need a left back and a right back. 100%.
We've done it right the last 3 games.
Mate, there's 16 games left without including any form of cup run. So assuming
we've got players coming back, and we've done all right the last 3
games. Yeah, but none of them that are coming back can take over from Joe Bryan. If Joe Bryan goes down, we have nothing.
Joe Bryan's not doing left and right back, is he?
No, but left back, we don't have any cover for left back, let alone right back. If we don't sign one,
I think you got Harding for right back potentially.
Yeah, potentially, but who's left back? We got loads of options for a potential right back in a 3-5-2 or even a 4-4-2. We got 0 for left back.
I would have said that we would have probably, if anything, we would have looked at. I would have said probably a left back rather than a right back because we got played with there, but we haven't.
Yeah, that's what I said to Frankie earlier.
I would have said probably left back, maybe, but again, we probably, to be honest, with Kremer, we've probably got players what will be able to sit there and fit in. So
Well, the club announced
It's just
6
on
minutes
Steve's
ago.
point there, sorry. Steve made a point there about Leonard dropped from midfielder to right back.
Yeah,
It's not uncommon. The skill set and the ask is very, very similar. Right
Casper
back.
would be the top option, wouldn't he? He'd be the number one option. But then you lose what he does in
Honeyman could
midfield.
do a job, mate. He's got the
Yeah,
engine for it.
in a wing back, not
Yeah.
as a right back.
Yeah, not as a right back.
I
Yeah.
think Leonard will probably be back in a few weeks as well. And he probably 4 or 5 weeks. So
Leonard, I thought he was out for the year, mate.
No, Lenny, that's his timetable to get back on grass. He's got to go through his rehab on the grass as well. He probably misses the season. Well, you can't.
He's not got Achilles. He hasn't done an Achilles.
No, he's done his calf, hasn't he? Like a
You
grade
might know more
3
than
or
me,
whatever with his card, right? So he's done a grade 3, I believe, on his calf. The timetable for that's a few months. That's without getting on the grass. And with his age and his injury problems anyway, it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to get match ready again. He's already on a pitch, what should be on a training count. He was dicing with death for an injury anyway. We all knew that. It will be difficult for Lenny at his age, you know, and the way his body is took some damage over the years. It will take probably a lot longer. We've seen that with the likes of Marku and others that come back from that. But I do think you're bang on, Mickey. I think right back, especially because Alex Neil has now got the players to play his favourite position, the 3-5-2. We can fill that void. We can't on the left. I think you're right. Left back or left wing back would be the priority for me right now if we was to do it.
Then we've got a question from Connor. Do you think that Leeds will rest their top players on Saturday?
Don't care. Not interested. For me, I said it in our chat that Saturday for me is a great. It's come at a great time for Neil to rest some players like Sav, Kasper, and give all the new boys, start them all, start every single one of them. You could change the whole 11 with what we've done, and give them an initiation, you know, a welcome to English football type of game. There ain't many better places to do it than Ellen Road, and that'll be a good opportunity for them to get some minutes under their belt and see what what championship teams are like.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying anything, Dave.
Yeah, 20 goals. Yeah. It's a good game to have, especially at Leeds. They're a championship quality team. It's a championship Premier League level stadium, so it'll embed them in nicely. And I think make wholesale changes, embed the new boys in, and go again.
Year? We waited till 5 minutes when we stopped. And then
do you remember? No, that was the summer. We done that in the summer, didn't we? We logged off, didn't we? And then it was fucking Ivanovic, wasn't it? It was like bollocks.
I was watching that, mate.
Yeah, we was on it and we went, right, we sure. Right, see you later. Soon as I'm not joking, soon as Mickey pushed end and the live ended, fucking Millwall put the tweet out and we fucking texted each other. I rung him up, went, are you fucking joking me? We just spent we went on for about 8 hours, didn't we? About 5 hours, Mick, didn't we, that day?
5? No, we only went on for about 3, I think.
No, it was much longer than that.
You'd be recorded on Twitter, wouldn't it? You managed to cover all the depression of Fleming leaving and missed a good bit after.
Oh, we did, didn't we? That was a really at one point I think Omar and Mickey, we was rattling off like, it was Mickey going, right, name all the left backs, and it was a competition between me and go Frampton, Meredith, Craig, who could get the most. We was really clutching at straws there, but we've only got 45 minutes to wait to see if this has all been in vain or not. Anyway,
just a quick question for you both. We've probably covered off that we're concerned about fullback, if anywhere. That's probably the bit that gets us.
Yeah.
What bit of the squad now today includes Lovelace? What bit of the squad probably gets you most excited, boys? Is there anything that you look at thinking, fucking hell, this is something else? This is where we're going. Yeah,
the number 10. Absolutely.
What are you happy with this window, mate?
I think the number 10's covered now, easy. Yeah. I think the number 10 is going to be the Dutch, and then Kundal's going to.
I think Kundal will be centre mid.
Yeah.
I think it'll be centre mid.
It's nice to know who's running Millwall Twitter tonight, which would be Mark Litchfield, I would say. Because obviously,
they put the tweet out after Lovelace went out. After they have said 10 minutes ago on the nose, I wouldn't go to sleep. after the Lovelace news has gone out. So there is,
but they haven't put out Lovelace yet, have they?
No, but they've given authority for it to go out,
Yeah,
haven't
but
they?
no matter what
They
they've
give the
given
go-ahead.
authority, they will still sit there and go, "Don't go to bed yet," because they haven't announced it. That's
Yeah,
what I would
true,
say.
but you'd like to think that they've got a bit about them and would have seen it all, and it's lurch, you know.
No, I don't think they're done. I think they're done. I think there might be maybe some outgoings, maybe, but I don't think there's any more.
Yeah, I thought of. Look, it's just been announced actually that Zack Lovelace is back. There's a 25-second video from the club. Zack is back, that they say. So yeah, Zack Lovelace officially now, as confirmed by Will anyway, has now been confirmed by the club as our 7th January signing. So boys, now it is officially confirmed actually by the club. Happy?
As we all know, mate, he's better than SA. So,
well, comments, guys, get your comments in. Also, we have gone over 2,300 of you watching us. That is amazing. Thank you for staying with us on this Monday night, on this transfer deadline day. Listen to us fill the gaps with nonsense at times. But if you don't mind dropping a like or share or subscribe, we really, really appreciate it. And get your thoughts on Zack Lovelace now officially confirmed by the club. And your thoughts on that. I'm happy. He's not number 7.
Will, if you're watching, is that it now? Are we done now?
And if you are asking the club, can we go to bed yet? Can you ask them now? Now that it's officially out, and ask, do you mean we can go to bed now? Or I don't think we should. I think we've got something else lined up. Apparently we're trying to get a deal done for a left-sided centre back.
Where's that from?
Today, just coming up on Hull City News. They work today. They're done. Hull are done. And William Scott has obviously, Will, if you don't follow him at Will Scott Sports. He's now obviously shared it that the deal
News at 10.
Or News at 10. And our very own Alex Grace as well. So that's all firmly out there now. Zack Lovelace is back. There is probably one more to go.
That you heard it here first, because he told you lot that he'd signed first and then went and tweeted a little bit afterwards. So yeah, you got it here first. So yeah,
an exclusive. Like you got an exclusive last night on Friday night. Sorry, on Camille Legley. You've got another one tonight, and there might be one more. So stay with us for the last 40 minutes. We're trying to get some confirmation from Will and others. But please, guys, bombard Millwall Twitter and ask if you can go to bed yet, and then let us know what they say, because they seem to be very active in responding. And guys, then we'll know if we can.
To be honest with you, Mark Lynchfield is good mates with Stephen Jones.
Oh well, then get Stephen to start replying to him then. What about Stephen Jeffries done it? Stephen in the chat's done it. What about now? He's gone.
That's it.
Did either of you see the tweet from Bristol City the other day about there and that? It was very, very strange. It'd be good to get everyone's thoughts in terms of. I know it's not mirror related, but we're feeling a little bit of time. We've got 45 minutes to go. They basically put a tweet out saying we spent too much money in the summer. We thought people were leaving, they didn't, so we're not going to do anything in January. I guess there's communication from football clubs, and is there a degree of that's great, but is that helpful? Do you know what I mean? I sort of read it from the outside. I thought if that was Millwall with me, I'd be absolutely seething. Basically saying, no, you're not going to do anything. You refuse to.
We pretty much said that, though, isn't it? Jed ain't coming back.
No, Jed.
Maybe some outs, hopefully not. Tango's not going anywhere. Trust me on that one.
No,
absolutely
not
trust me on that one.
We'll have to pay an absolute king's ransom and give us a fucking ready-made replacement.
And that might be the best bit of business this window, by the way. Keeping it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Whether or not we keep him in the summer is a different story, but yeah.
When you're 4 points off the playoffs, though, you want to keep them.
I think that's it.
What would you do, guys, in the chat? Would you rest guys on Saturday against Leeds? How would you approach it? Tell us, would you start the new guys and embed them in, or would you go for a win in the FA Cup? Give us your thoughts on the FA Cup game.
We've obviously spoke about it, haven't we, Jay, separately, and I think we're both in agreement that personally I would play a lot of the younger guys, bed them in.
Yeah.
We're not going to win the FA Cup.
No.
Like, I just think, as much as I'd love to win at Ellen Road, I'd love to play a proper playoff push more. And
The thing is, we're 4 points, Frank. We're 4 points off the playoffs.
Yeah. If we were even 7 points off, I'd think, no, I'll go for it. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather win the game, but I just think if we didn't go full strength and then, so if we went full strength and someone got injured, I'd be devastated.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
you know, I like it. It will be Kramer or Tanganga, where it's someone that we're really struggling. So I'm not sure. I think I'd probably rest.
Interesting, Tony there saying, can we still get loans tomorrow? Loans until tomorrow. I don't think the loan window closes, does it? On the same time.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Not with that fucking attitude. Yeah, I just think it's a really good opportunity to just embed the new players in. They need it. You don't want to start doing that on actual championship games. You ain't got time. Towards the end of the season, it's gritty, it's tough, it's Tuesday, Saturday a lot of the time. It's a perfect opportunity for him to do that and get some minutes in legs and rest some legs, more importantly. It's interesting he keeps taking Casper Denore off and leaving Saville on. What's your thoughts behind that? What do you think the reason is behind that? Is it just a trust thing? Saville's been playing great. Don't worry, it's not down to that Casper's been playing poor either. But he seems to take Casper off and leave Saville on. Is it because he sees Saville as that captain for him on the field, probably?
I think Saville's so defensively solid. And if you want someone to park outside your 18-yard box and just shit out it and win free kicks and win 50-50s, he's probably ever so slightly better at that than Denore. Denore's obviously better on the ball and a better player all round. But if you're 1-0 up and want to hold on to a lead, Saville probably is our best midfielder at that.
Well, a little stat is that Casper Denore actually leads the entire EFL. That's Championship League 1 and League 2. The entire EFL in interceptions.
But does it have 2 more than Saville?
No, no more. It used to be. They was like 1 and 2 for ages, but
right.
It's clearly Casper now. I don't think Saville's even top 6 or 7.
He might have more assists. And I know what? I know I do a little stat bit most weeks. I haven't got a stat for it, so I'll let myself down. But if you was to ask me who wins more free kicks, who wins more tackles, I would assume Saville.
Would you say he's more important than Casper? For the right now, going forward, we probably know the answer. But for the right now, for this season, who's more important, Saville or Casper?
Back in a set, gents.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to not answer your question, and because it's a very difficult question. I can see a world. It is, yeah, because I think ultimately the answer probably is yes, but I can see a world where someone like Saville does go in the summer and we replace him with a Ben Pearson. That's a player that's Neil's worked with before, and obviously he's
like
different clubs, and he obviously sees him very much like a captain and a manager on the pitch, sort of as a bit of a cliche. I can
that's
see
what we really lack, isn't it? A captain
replaced by someone like him.
Yeah, because I don't think there's anybody like that in the squad. I mean, I think Kelly's the closest we've got to Saville in terms of being a young Saville. When George Saville first come to the club, he was essentially a 10. He was a proper box to box, wasn't he? Old school number 8 with a bit of grit about him. And I think Kelly's very much the same. Don't think we'll get the same level of production or consistency out of Kelly. That's remained to be seen than what we've had out of Saville. But I don't think there's anybody else at the club that could do that. Everyone else is more like Casper. Billy's like Casper. Honeyman's like Casper. Massey's more like Casper. He's going to be quite difficult to replace Saville, to be honest with you. He's going to be quite hard to replace.
Mate, 2 years ago, if I remember rightly, we was actually looking at phasing Saville out, and he used to come on. He used to come on as a number 10. And I remember a game against Coventry, we were 2-0 down, and he come on as a 10. And I think he got the winner in the end, but he almost resurrected his career by coming in them sort of roles. I think where Saville's interesting is I do flick and flip between with Saville. I get stick fist a lot. It's fine. I take it on board. I don't particularly rate him. He's not my favourite player. I get what he brings to the squad as a point of difference as a leader on the pitch, but he's not my. I don't rate him like people like Omar and Stephen do. But I do also think that next year, if you had Saville playing for 15, 20 games, you'd probably see a fantastic player. I think his biggest problem in it is at halftime it was absolutely shattered.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be playing 46 games a season. That's insane.
No. And I think Saville gives you the best of old school Millwall. He can be that guy that can transition all the new guys into what Millwall is like from years past, because he's been here for that long. I don't think Cooper is that guy. I don't think he's that type one to take young guys under his belt. I think Saville is that guy that will do that, and he will teach people, as Ian says it, the dark arts. He will teach people how to play for Millwall, what it takes to play for Millwall, and I do definitely think he has a big role to play next season. If I'd love to bring him back, I really would. I think he has a massive role, and I think we'll need him in like what you say. If you can get 20 games out of Sav and get the 20 games of his absolute best, you're still getting one of the best holding midfielders in the Championship, in my opinion. Millwall players, that is, as well. Best Millwall players in the Championship.
Yeah, I personally, if you asked me this a month ago, I would have said Honeyman was more likely to get a new contract than Saville.
I would agree with you.
Just because of versatility.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If you ask me that now, looking at how Neil's playing, what he's doing with selections, I think Saville's definitely more likely to get that contract, and you can't argue he doesn't deserve it. But I'm
not 100%.
I'm willing to be proven wrong, and I think there's a couple of comments here about his mastery of dark arts. We are regularly, or have been regularly, too soft, in my opinion.
Yeah,
everyone always thinks Millwall with this like nasty, horrible side. We're often not that. We're often quite easy to play against and maybe a bit too honest. Saville's a cheating little bastard.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, me too, mate. Like,
I love it.
And no one else is doing it. So
no. And we do need to keep that Millwall grit. And I think that's what Neil's done really well with, where Neil Harris was Gary Rowett set us up to how you can play really tight defensive football and get results. Gary Rowett is the best at that in the Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That I might get pelters for that, but it's true. No one managing today, or since I think 2017, I think it is, something like that, no one has won more games than Gary Rowett in the Championship.
He'll pull the tits off you, but he'll win games, yeah.
Yeah, but he will win games. You will never, ever be in trouble with Gary Rowett. Neil Harris adopted that and kept that. Now, remember, Neil Harris is a striker, so you expect him to be all out attack and neglect the defence, but he wasn't. He understands the Millwall values that we've had for, at that point, would have been a decade, and what we've been very good at, and fundamentally what we had the players that could only play that. And Neil Harris kept that, and he added to that and made us defensively stout with a lot of discipline, but also give us a little bit of an edge going forward, a little bit more of a counter, went forward a little bit. What Neil's done is he's completely not tore it up, but he's thrown it up in the air. And what he's done, he's caught bits. He's gone, I need to put half of you there and half of you there. And he's gone, we need to be attacking. We need to create. We need to get after it. But we can't lose what we have been for the last 10 years. And that's gritty performances, being defensively solid and knowing when we can and can't break. And he's been absolutely spot on. And it to where fully hat demands respect. Thank you, Dave.
Dave is also spot on. That does demand respect.
Yeah, avid listener as well, Dave. So I'll respect that from you, mate. I appreciate it.
Jay he does. The easiest head in the world right now.
I haven't actually. It's because I've got a window here, right? I've got a Velux window in my loft, and it's just beaming some cool air down on me to keep my PC cool. But no, I think Neil's just embedded both sides of it, bringing a new age of his style of football that's been successful, whilst keeping the Millwall gritty, defensive, that hard work, determination style of football. And yeah, credit to him. And that's a credit to Harris and to Rowett as well for bringing that into the club and installing that as a form of successful football that can be played at this football club.
Mickey's come back with a smile on his face. think
Either
we're
that
on
or his
mute.
fibre. He's
We're
had
all
today's
done,
finally
mate.
worked.
So, yeah.
I think we're all done.
Yeah, we might maybe one, but yeah.
Maybe one at 20 to 11.
You can't tell us that now.
Is
People want to go to bed.
massive variance from nothing.
I
Man.
don't think anything special. I don't think it's like it's not going to be messy or whatever.
It never was going to be. John wants to know, is Will coming back? Have you spoke to Will at all? Is Will going to be joining us for the last 20 minutes of the window or half hour of the window?
Hopefully, Will's busy.
Yes, the fact that we haven't got Will with us, guys, is probably a good thing.
He was
I would
writing a
say.
piece about Zack.
He's already done that. Jay looks completely different person without the hat and glasses. I didn't recognise him in the post-match video. I still look handsome though, mate, don't I? In both. So,
As it stands now, that goalkeeper Roberts, right back Harding, centre back Crammer, centre back Tango, left back Brian, centre mid Messi, centre mid Honeyman, right wing.
That's Negley. Mahrez is now due and play for City, mate. So that's Negley.
what is this team to play? That he's
Play Leeds.
to play Leeds, right?
To be
Yeah, I
fair, I
could get
think
on board with
Matthews
that.
is Matthews and who's the other fella? I think BBB. I think are players for long term. I don't think they're necessarily short term. I think they're
No.
players for development. So you probably
Yeah.
won't actually see them play that much. Ranger fans not
Thanks,
happy.
Scott,
Nothing
for
like
fuck's sake.
adding a bit of rival.
Someone come
Oh,
up to me
yeah,
actually. I was having a hot dog at half time, and I couldn't get his name. I'm really sorry if you're watching. Come up to me with his son, and we had a really nice chat. But didn't come up to me and say hello. Just walked past me and went, Jack Black," and I was like, "Oh, sort of showed him." Oh, he said he
I
watched it in the
remember.
morning, and we had a chat. Yeah, real nice guy, him and his boy. So
If
yeah,
you
if you're
see-
watching, good to see you.
If you see Jay at football, mate, just go up and tell him. Someone has just texted me and said no more after Zack, but I don't know. Wednesday night, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and you will see Bobby's Who Are You?
Oh God.
It'll be funny, man. I would just probably ask Bobby. Oh, Bobby, tomorrow, mate, I am going past Bury. Which one? Have to wait and see. But I reckon within the next 2 weeks or next week.
Did he
and
do
half,
what I did on
Right.
my Who Are You?
What
Well,
was
I did a very when me and my brother travelled up and I let him drive, and we went to Sheffield Wednesday instead of Sheffield United.
Yeah, that's quite similar, but he did it a lot worse.
Oh fucking hell! I expect it from Bobby though.
If anyone here hasn't watched the video with the solicitor about Millwall, about football law as well, watch it because there is some truly terrifying things in there that I think as most football fans we don't really consider. It's certainly opened my eyes, so it's a great bit of work. Definitely worth an hour and a half of your life.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth. Just put it on. I mean, it's available as a podcast as well, so you can put it on and listen to it on your commute. Yeah, it's all done. It's all there. Let me just. Do you know what? We've got loads of you in here, mate. 2,500 of you on Twitter and over 200 on that Millwall podcast. Those of you watching on Twitter, you can send us a message, by the way, and your message will come up and be displayed if you want to.
Please like if you're on YouTube.
Yeah, please subscribe as well if you're on YouTube.
And that's a great comment actually about Rangers, right? Sorry, Daily Millwall, yeah. They're so petty, Rangers. They're so upset about it. Not even the main account of announced. The B team have announced that he's gone.
Really?
Yeah, nothing from the actual Rangers. It was announced from the B team.
You say
it's
that,
pathetic, isn't it?
Brentford B team announced Crammer, not Brentford.
Yeah, but he was never a Brentford first team player. wasn't registered with
No,
the
I
first
guess
team, was
so.
he? He was always
I
he
guess
was
so.
he was never registered with them. Whereas Lovelace, they've been fighting tooth and nail to keep him.
Yeah.
Fans are going dippy all day. And their fucking pub team, well, their second pub team, I suppose their fucking park team, have announced that he's left. And it's pathetic. I love it though. I'm all here for that shithousery. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it. I love that they're seething.
Even Rangers fans are saying it's petty, to be fair.
Yeah,
Saying it's embarrassing.
they're not happy. I'm reading it now. They're not happy he's gone for a start, which is good. They really wanted to keep him. They saw him as their, as the man to take him forward. They're upset. It's always good when an opposing fan base is upset that a player's left that you've signed. So that's always a good thing. There he is, Phil. Yes, Phil. Yeah, good to talk to you, mate, as well. Glad that I managed to get your name. I had a hot dog in my mouth at the time, so I didn't get your name. But yeah, no, great to see you and your boy, mate. Come and talk to me again. No, I enjoyed that conversation, mate.
There you go.
Yeah, 25 minutes left, gents. Schlupp going Celtic. Yeah, we was never coming here. Then people think he was on his way. He was at the training ground. He's probably going Laser Quest.
He weren't even at the training ground.
I know he weren't.
Ask Will, I need my sleep. All right,
everyone's on Twitter going, Rich, fucking tell me what's going. The club the trouble is the club have responded to one tweet asking if they can go to bed yet, seconds before they announced Zack Lovelace, when they said no, I wouldn't. So now people don't know if they meant Lovelace or they meant the next 25 minutes. So someone needs to confirm it, because if we get told go to bed and there's one more, we'll be livid, because we've done that in the summer.
I do think we need to appreciate there were years where genuinely at 5 o'clock Richard Cowley would tweet, I think that's Millwall done today.
Yeah.
And we've done nothing. And you're
Sad,
thinking, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Them days are gone, mate. Them days are gone.
The way the club's handled this window is absolutely immense.
Yeah.
And it's so un-Millwall like. It's insane. And I'm sure everyone in the chat is feeling the same way, but fair play to Jimmy for putting his hand in his pocket. Fair play for Gallen for having this all coordinated and to get this all over the line. Fair play to the recruitment team for having all these names lined up. What a collective effort, and hopefully it's going to pay off. I'm excited.
Just going to chance my arm and off to bed. Thanks for a cracking evening and show. Don't worry, you're on the group anyway, so if anything happens, we'll text you. We'll wake you up anyway. Leave your phone on the loudest ring possible, and we'll text you in a bit, mate. Don't worry about that one. Cheers, Crawley would have said no more. Yeah, so it will, but Will hasn't yet. So there is potentially something, but I don't think it's anything special.
It don't matter if it's a loan for a right back. If it's a right back or a full back of any sort, then I'll be really happy with it. But then if
it's not right back,
all right, any position. If we make another signing, yeah, the club deem that player worth having it. Alex Neil deems that player worth having it. That can help us. So does Gallen. I'm all for it. Loan, permanent, whatever. It's another body in the door that can help us. I'm all for it. And that'll be what? 8? That's a squad. It's essentially a squad.
Do you know what? If you want to, you can go on our website, which is thatmillpodcast.co.uk. And on there is a button called Speech Pipe, or there is a leave us a message. You can click on that from your phone and leave us a voice message. Just tell us how you thought about the transfer window, if you want to, and we will collate them all and put them together for a show, maybe Friday night or so. But yeah, we'll put them all together.
Richard, they're gonna say Fat Dan finished his dinner.
Alex Neil's at Victoria Station. Right. It was at Chelsea for a youth player. No, he fucking wasn't, Bobby. Don't talk bollocks. I know exactly why he was there. So, yeah. Jay, can you say hoodoo?
Hodor.
Dan, you're a mate of mine. You fucking won't be. You keep calling me Hodor. I'm telling you. He's massive, that geezer.
Am I the only one not getting this Lovelace deal. Awful waste of money when we need an extra defender. How do you know it's a waste of money?
It's going to be pennies.
Could be free. Could be, hit Kevin Brook. Hit the like buttons, you wankers.
That might be the best tweet, the best message I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think
hit the like button, you wankers. Yeah, absolutely. Hit the like button, you wankers.
You know what? Let me do something. Where are we? Let's go here.
Don't get me wrong, chat. We are doing the exact same thing you're doing right now. I'm sitting there, you can hear it. Listen, that's refreshing. I'm refreshing fucking Twitter. I've already asked them, can I go to bed yet? I've got to go out in the morning. Got a job. They don't appreciate it. I've got a job. I've had to refresh my index finger this last week has gone nuts refreshing this Twitter page.
I want to know why.
Because we made 45 signings. That's why.
What you do in your own time, mate, it's up to you.
No, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Millwall have just posted again.
What have they said?
Oh, it is an interview with Zack Lovelace. He said he's a very interesting player. He wants to do what he could do to get forward. Definitely become a more versatile player since he's left. He knows more stuff and he wants to help the team more. He look at Millwall and he sees youth. He sees how they're progressing. He's looking forward to it. And when he steps on the pitch, he's going to show what he can do.
That's it. Right.
Clearly, the SA sale, as I've said before, will help us more. Him not being here than he ever will be in here is in full effect. With at least 2 signings so far.
Right. I am going to let you potentially win a prize. We're going to do a draw for, I think, probably a mug. I don't mean any of us, but I mean a mug. And what you need to do is you need to just type that into the comments, just the hashtag on its own in the comments, and you've got about 4 minutes, 45, I'll do the draw. So just literally hashtag, only the hashtag, that's it. Just literally what's on screen, you have to copy that to be put into the draw. I think you can do it on Twitter. You might not be able to, so you might have to shoot over to YouTube maybe to do it if you want to do it. But there's over 200 of you on YouTube, and I will give you a chance of doing so. You got till 45. Even these boys haven't got one of the mugs yet, mate. So yeah, it's 32 of you entered, 33. Keep going.
Mate,
more of you in, the chances.
I'll just do the hashtag, mate. I've entered myself.
There you go,
I'm glad Bobby actually did the hashtag and didn't write hashtag like he did last time.
Oh, yeah, don't.
I need to get involved.
It's quite funny, mate. Sammy Kent, tattoo stylist. Good evening. Zama the Lion. Good evening, Sammy. Sammy, we should do a live tattoo, shouldn't we? What do you reckon? We do a live stream of a tattoo. Do you know what I mean?
I need more tattoos. Sammy can tattoo me if
I've got a wicked idea for a tattoo, mate, which is completely random and completely extreme. And I'm not saying what it is on there. It's not dodgy, but I'm not saying.
I'll have whatever. Look at me. I'm absolutely covered head to toe. I'll have whatever you want tattooed on me, as long as my kids can look at it and not be offended.
All right. West Ham badge?
No, absolutely not. I'd rather kill myself.
Oh. 63 of you in. Keep going. 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 You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All you got to do is just do hashtag Bobby Millwall. Unfortunately, you only get one entry, fella. So as long as you do the proper one, you will be fine. Craig Jones, just the actual hashtag symbol, mate, not hashtag. If you've already done it, then you've already done it. It's fine. But because it does let you do just one.
Steve's dropping asterisks. Bobby's dropping 50.
I don't care how many you do. It'll only give you one entry, so it don't really matter. It literally gives you one entry.
So I say, Jay, how many times have you done that hashtag, mate? I saw
it loads.
Yeah. I always do. He always says it's just one, but I never believe him.
No,
there you go. You keep going, keep going, keep going. You've got, where are we?
44.
72 of you in there in a minute, mate. You've got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. So, yeah, 1 minute left. 1 minute left. And you will be the lucky winner of
What is it, Mick? What are they going to win? Have you not showed it? Hold it on your body.
There you go.
Can you buy these anywhere, mate?
Not at the moment, you can't. They will be coming with a load of other items into our merch shop.
Everyone now believes the club have got something up their sleeve on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just about to get another tweet. So, 45. Here we go. Have I got anything yet? No. Right then, 78 of you in there. I'm going to close it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Oh. There you go. Gaz Lyon. Congratulations. You are the winner. Drop us a DM on Twitter or drop us a saying competition winner, deadline day winner, info at thatmillpodcast.co.uk, and we'll get your mug in the post, or you can pick it up from one of us at the den shortly. Not shortly as in tonight, but shortly as in the next couple of days or so. So yeah, but I've got to go.
I love it. They all come straight out with a fix every time. It's brilliant. Makes me fucking die. That does. It is a fix. You're right, boys. It is a fix because I don't ever win.
Yeah. I never won one of these, and I'm not happy about it.
Never won, mate. Never won.
Yeah.
This is a conspiracy going on here. Absolute fix. Get a hashtag fix in the comments, chat.
Yeah, I would say that if you actually fucking hell, I mean, I would say that if you kept pressing likes and likes and likes and likes, so then I would do one for, I'd put something on to get one of the likes, someone who pressed like, but not all of you press like, so that again would be unfair, wouldn't it? I don't know.
I think what you're saying is fair. Get the likes in. There's almost
everyone who presses
3,
a like.
000.
I will look at picking up one of the likes. Everyone who likes this on YouTube, I will put all the winners from the likes into a draw and pick one of them. I think I can do it. So yeah, we'll do it. If not, we'll do one. If I can't do it, then we'll do it on Friday. But we'll do one. I think I can do it. So yeah.
Fulham are re-signing Willian. Jesus.
That is
a blast.
It must be about 45.
Yeah, that's a whiff, isn't it? That's a mental one. That is. Didn't expect that.
Jay spammed Lions TV with fix on the last deadline day.
Yeah, do you remember that when you put hashtag fix? And I've done it about 50 times, thinking I was watching us off my phone. He must have been thinking, "Who's this cunt calling me fix?"
That was so funny. Did you not hear about that, Frankie?
That was brilliant.
He was watching us.
I don't remember it, mate.
Yeah, and he thought he was on ours, and he weren't. He was on Fat Dan's, and basically just kept on replying with fix.
To win a prize, I do it on my phone. He's fucking Fat Dan. I'm like, I've done it about 40 times.
It does beg the question, mate. What on earth were you doing over there?
I just went because he was live at the same time on deadline day. I think it was deadline day actually.
There was,
and I've just got up I've got up the podcast on my phone. And I'm just fucking fix. I want to win this prize. He's going, you got 20 seconds. I'm going, fix. It was hashtag fix or whatever. I'm going, fix. Done it about 40 times. And it was only when he said something, and I looked and I've got his timeline's flooded with the word fix from me. And I went, fuck, I've been doing the wrong thing. He's live now, is he, Daily Millwall? Go and do hashtag fix all over his fucking channel.
I'm sure I'd love that.
You can't get it unless you subscribe to him anyway, and I think so. Yeah, there has been people been asking us about because some of the other channels now, not just his, but some of the other ones now are doing super chats and all that. I won't do super chats because one, if I did do it, it'd be for charity. But the biggest reason why I won't do super chats is, for instance, if you donate a £5, say a tenner, say if you donate a tenner, we're going to use it because it's a nice round number. If you donate a tenner for a super chat to get your comment at the top of the chain, YouTube will take 30% of that straight off the bat. So if I said to you that everything what was raised, if we'd done it, everything what was raised would be going to charity, you'll be given a tenner thinking it will be going to charity when actually it's only £7. And by the time you take tax off that, you're probably looking more likely like £6. So you won't see it, mate. So we won't be doing it.
We'll just answer your comments for free instead.
Regardless,
free there, mate.
It's not right. Regardless of the money, our voice is no more important than anyone in the chat. For fuck's sake, like it's all a conversation, isn't it? So you can't be paying for it. It's not on.
Yeah, we'll just answer your comments for free instead.
I'd rather that one there. And if you want to donate anything, that hashtag, that QR code right there goes to the Win Trust. It doesn't even come into our account. We don't even touch it. It goes straight into the Wing Trust, which is one of our own. It's a Millwall ex-fighter who unfortunately got a brain injury, severe brain injury, and is on rehabilitation, and that's a charity to help him and also other boxers with brain injuries. So if you want to help out, just scan that with your phone and you know what, donate the price of a coffee, a couple of quid, whatever you want to donate, mate. But it will be much appreciated to them. But yeah, that all the money what you donate there goes to them. YouTube don't get any of it, which I don't see why a corporation should. It's a piss take though, isn't it? You put in a comment and they take 30%.
Yeah, it's
The only reason we learned it is that we've done it once before. We didn't know it was on, and me and Stephen were doing a show, and literally a few people coming in, and we thought we got about 50, 60 quid or whatever it was. And when it turned out, YouTube literally they make you wait for a month or 2 months, and then I think before they give you anything, and then before that they literally take 30%. So
jokers, mate.
Yeah, no.
Well, we've got about 8 minutes left.
We are nearly at 3,000 viewers across Twitter and YouTube.
Quality, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already on all socials. We're active on all socials. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Come and join us.
I'm spending the cat's inheritance. Nice one, Simon. What's your cat with this government? It's not this government, it's the Scottish government what wants to ban cats. I've never known a tabby, mate, to mutilate a child as such, but, you know, it's okay, though. Leave the dogs alone, you know, just to be fair. I wouldn't miss cats, to be fair. I like them, but I like my dog
I've
more.
got 2 cats.
Yeah, that sums up with you sitting there wearing that woolly hat all night.
Someone from the pods just sent me through a message from Zack Lovelace Instagram. If any of you are on that platform, but it's come to the club, a boy, leaving the man. Thank you to Rangers for the last couple of years. Your support's been amazing. It's time to go home. Thank you, everyone involved at the club. Wishing you all the best in the future. The "it's time to go home" bit is very poignant. And if people are a bit anti it or on the fence, this is a kid that, you know, spent a lot of time here, and he's now back at the best place to succeed. So I'm excited. Lovelace.
Didn't he sign here when he was young?
Yeah,
very. What about this then for a deadline day move? West Brom are hopeful of completing a very late loan deal for Southampton striker Adam Armstrong. What a championship striker he is, isn't he? Really, he's levels at this level. He's levels.
I'm sick of that geezer.
I know he's class though, isn't he?
I'm sick
He's
of him,
class.
mate.
He's what you hope Connolly would be, isn't he? Really, he's very much like Connolly.
He's been battering us for about 10 years.
The only reason the training ground shut, Bobby, is they don't want you in there. You've already stalked their manager, mate, and now they don't want you in the training ground. But to be fair, mate, everything's going on at the ground. So where's Stephen tonight? He's slacking. Don't know. Hashtag. What's his Twitter? SJ9, isn't it? SJ something.
SPJ89, I think.
SPJ89. Just tag him on Twitter, mate, and say why he's slacking.
He was in the chat earlier, I think.
Yeah, but he's not on there, is he? That's what he was saying. Where's
Can't ban a nice pussy. Exactly, Tony. See, Tony knows the deal.
good business, 20 goals a season. Palmer gone to Ipswich from West Brom. Their goalkeeper.
Yeah, good keeper. Good keeper. Mate, how are Burnley signing these players? See, Burnley got another player from Ajax.
Marcus
Yeah,
Edwards.
they signed someone from CP earlier as well.
It's
Yeah,
fucking.
Marcus Edwards.
Andy
What's going on?
Herbert.
I know.
Andy, if you go on to OnlyFans and search that Millwall podcast, you'll find our account on there. We've never done anything on there, but I took it so that no one else would. So if you go on there, you'll find it. So you can go on there and follow it, mate. It's no problem.
Us three do OnlyFans. Fucking hell, can you imagine it?
No. That was so fucking wrong. And I'm not having anything to do with that. Us three do OnlyFans. Really?
No, I read the comment. I didn't
okay.
suggest it. It suggests Jesus Christ.
Glenn H. Sorry, mate.
I read his comment.
You're watching on delayed. Does anyone else hate Clinton Morrison?
Yeah, prick.
Contract being written up now is restraining.
Yeah. 5 minutes left, gentlemen.
You wait till you see the show.
5 minutes left.
Still sulking over.
The problem with that, though, Jay, is it's not really 5 minutes left because it's always
It's
nonsense.
not. Yeah.
Paperwork.
But you have to get your offer sheets. Your sheets have to be in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but people are night signs at like 5 a.m.
I know. But I'm sure we'll get some confirmation if something's going to happen.
No, that's it. Can I just say this, right? Daz Welling, just on Lions TV, no care on comments, disrespecting, disgraceful. At least you guys always acknowledge us, always. Because at the end of the day, we'd be fuck all without you guys. If you guys didn't listen to us, you guys didn't interact, you lots didn't comment, didn't come up to us when we're walking around and saying great show, this and that, then we wouldn't be anything. So
it'd just be us three sitting here having a chat.
Yeah, that's it. So look, thanks very much. Marcus Edwards good signing. Burnley loan now paying the summer. They're in a right financial mess. If they are massively if they don't go up. Can you imagine if we stopped them going up
on the last day?
Yeah, we took them for 7 million and then stopped them going up.
I'd rather them go up and get more money, didn't we?
Oh no, but I mean, you imagine if we go up and they didn't.
Oh, if we go, that's different. Yeah.
Going up.
That's the part of the conditions of his option to buy is if they go up, I think we get a little bit extra. But if we go up and they don't, I'd have to come back.
No, still, mate. Millwall under Scottish managers
over Cundall.
Down on Lions TV said Tango. If you go to Venom put out earlier, mate, about Tango that he said at Tango he's going to be playing at Hayes Lane. He's going to be playing for Bromley.
Yeah, he did. That was ages ago.
Venom,
to be fair.
Yeah,
his tweets up earlier. Fucking
he done that ages ago. But then he also said that essay is fucking. What is it that Gabby Ogbonlahor does on fucking TalkSport? Miles off it. He is absolutely miles off this level. He said, didn't he?
Oh, that's it. We're literally 100
shit wrong, right? But
130 away from 3,000. Very, very close.
Come on, can we get to 3,000 live views, ladies and gents? Can you just share it as much, even if you're just going to log off, just share it. See how many views we can quickly get before we shut off.
Yeah.
We have got 2, is that 58? Yeah, 2 minutes of open transfer window left without all my paperwork's in. Can we just get this little T crossed and I dotted?
Venom got 46,000 views on that post of what you put out of Fat Dan.
Don't surprise me.
Nice TV. I don't worry, he blocked me as well. Listen, I don't care about anyone. Listen, we're all there doing. We're all in the same belt, in the same boat, right? We're all doing fan media channel. We're all, sitting there doing everything for anyone. And we should be able to sit there and do things together. But some people take it a lot more personal than others. So it's what it is. So yeah.
We're at 2,900 now. 99 to go. 99 to go in 1 minute.
I'll tell you, mate,
as
soon as it gets to 11 o'clock, there's no more. I'm just going to end the stream. You think I'm
Who
joking?
was
doing that?
what position was the player that you heard was a potential possibility? Maybe.
I'm not saying.
Oh, mate, you are a tease.
Loans, you have a little bit of leadway, don't you? I think Loans.
Fleming can't play against us in the last league game of the season, but
No,
if
he
we
can't.
got them in the playoff final, we can still stop them from playing Fleming against us. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
You've got to be a member to comment. The best podcast in the world is Nick Hart and Mickey podcast. Just say 9 seconds. Just say. I think you'll find that the window is now.
It's 11 p.m. boys.
It's done. That is it. It is. Window is shut. And I think maybe we just left it a bit late, but the loan window is shut as well now. That is it. Much appreciated to everyone. Jay, any final words?
No, look, if that is it and there isn't any late surprises with paperwork, very, very, very happy with the window. Very pleased. Let's get them in. Let's get them going. And fucking let's make this late push then. 4 points off the playoffs. All for it. 9 out of 10 from Gallen. Would have been an absolute 11 out of 10. We got a right back. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Solid work from everyone. Very happy.
Right back. We weren't even looking at a right back. So
no, but that's what
Frankie?
I wanted. That's what would have made it 11 for me.
Yeah.
No, to echo Jay's points, I'm really excited about the future. I think we've probably seen in spades what we're about now and what Millwall are trying to achieve. So hopefully it proves to be a success. You can only ever judge these windows in 12, 18 months time in reality. So
yeah,
let's hope it goes well. But we are definitely going in the right direction. Long may it continue.
Yes, agreed. Chat. Thank you very, very, very much. Quickly before Mickey ends it,
Hang
get
on,
you 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s.
Hang on. I think Will's going to tell us that we can go to bed.
Okay, let Will tell us we can go to bed.
I'm not sure, but he might.
Guys, quickly get in the chat. Rate it out of 10 this window?
Yeah, give us a transfer rating out of 10. Will, do you want to tell us whether or not we can go to bed yet or not?
I think if anything happens, I think it'd be overnight. So I think it'd be best. I'm certainly going to bed.
You look shattered, mate.
Yeah, I feel shattered.
Are you expecting something to happen, Will?
I don't know.
You can't do it.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall and we're going today. Here we go. Rocking all over the day.